Welcome to Loot Level Chat, the podcast from Loot Level Chill. This is our special one-off podcast as such, where we discuss the 10 best video games of the year. But first we have to work out what they are. My name's Adam Cook, and I'm joined by Lyle Pendle. Hello, Lyle.
Hello. Oh my God. Introduce first, catching me off guard. How exciting.
In a different order. Hello, Mick Fraser.
Hi.
Okay. And hello, Kieran. You all right?
Hello. Sorry, I was muted.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's an auspicious start, shall we say. No, hello. How is everyone? Everyone good? Raring to go, obviously. Completely excited about delivering the 10 best games of the year in our own fashion.
Yeah, I'm determined to fight so hard that it's like 8 of my games on there, despite it being entirely nonsensical for the 4 of us. What do you reckon?
I mean, I'm fine with that if I can have one of the extra 2.
Oh, yeah, sure. That's fine. Okay.
That's 2 of us agree. We might as well just leave them to it then, Adam, apparently. It's all Lyle shit
in
games.
In the spirit of that.
Kieran shit games.
But listen, I should explain briefly, if you haven't been keeping up, we do this where we talk about, basically it's a big celebration of games, and it sort of culminates in this, which is us deciding the 10 best games of the year as according to lootlevelchill.com on our podcast, Loot Level Chat. We have a short list, though, and we have to get it down to 10. A top 10, and then ultimately the game of the year according to lootlevelchill.com. You can find that on patreon.com/lootlevelchill, where you can also get these podcasts early. Unfortunately, though, if you're listening to this, you probably can't because they already are out and exist. But just know you could have. That's the important part, right?
And now, if you prepare and spend a subscription for a whole year, you'll make sure you don't miss out at the end of next year, you know?
Yeah, this is it. I'm delaying because I've got 36 games to read out, a list of 36 games. But I can delay no longer. Here is the short list for the top 10 games of 2025 in no particular order. Hades 2, Octopath Traveler 0, The 100-Line Last Defense Academy, Ghost of Yotai, Pokemon Legends Z to A, or Z to A, wherever you're from, Pipistrello and the Cursed Yo-Yo, Deep Rock Galactic Survivors, The Alters, Shinobi Art of Vengeance, South of Midnight, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Atomful, Hell Is Us, Fantasy Life I, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, Citizen Sleeper 2, The First Berserker Kazan, Dispatch, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Doom the Dark Ages, Monster Hunter Wilds, Assassin's Creed Shadows. I do need to pause for breath there, sorry. Blue Prince, Lumines Arise, Clover Pit, Split Fiction, Power Wash Simulator 2, Sonic Racing Crossworlds, Claire Obscure, Expedition 33, Ball X Pit, 2 Point Museum, Kirby Air Riders, Baby Steps, Avowed, The Outer Worlds 2, and Hell Clock. That makes 36 games, of which 26 cannot make a 10. So it's time to start talking about them, I would say, isn't it?
Probably should, yeah. It'd be weird if we just sort of sat in silence or moved on to favourite Quality Street or something. I mean, well, that's pretty interesting.
Has it ever been done before? Has a podcast ever been set up 3 minutes in and then just gone, that's it, 60 minutes of silence? Has it ever been done?
We could be the first.
I imagine if it has, it was only done once.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's difficult now because this is the point where we've talked a lot about why we love a lot of these games. There are some here though that have appeared for the first time, and that doesn't mean they can't qualify, obviously. But I don't want to pick on that game. I was going to pick one, then I don't want to pick on that. I like that game and it's mean.
Well, who wants to pick on a game?
Okay, Kieran wants to pick on one.
I think I might be the only person that's played it. Maybe Adam's played a little bit of Power Wash Simulator 2.
I've played a little bit.
Yeah, I've played a little bit of it. Mick's played a little bit. Yeah,
it's very good.
It wouldn't make my list, but it's very good. But it's a very specific type of game, I think, is the thing. Like it's a game that, like the first one, where I just put it on when sounds bad. When I've literally nothing else will make me play it, I'll just stick Power Wash on for half an hour and it's just like
it's a zen game for me, like where I'll just I've done like 3 power washes probably, and I'll just pick it now and again. Like it's quite nice, and this is probably going to be like sacrilege, Kieran, I don't know, but it's quite nice to play on the Portal now and again, because especially since you can stream it since they've updated all that stuff, you can just quickly pop the Portal on stream, just do a little bit of a power wash, and then like knock off again. But like I can't. Yeah, I do like it a lot. It's a really
very good. It's just it's Like you said,
Oh,
it's- you play it
maybe
when
we
there's
should
nothing
keep
else.
it for now.
Well, if Lyle wants to keep it, then
Yeah, I mean,
I fucking hate this game. Get rid of it.
Okay. Yeah. No. Okay. Yeah. It's one of those I wonder if I'll ever see if there's any form of credits. I don't know.
I don't think there is. I think you can.
Maybe they're just in the menus.
You must be able to finish.
there's a story mode to finish. Yeah.
Yeah. I suppose you go through all the power washes, but then also, do you know what? What I know we've cut it, but I will say it's Kieran. It's you that kind of put me off because as much as I love it, you told me about like the end of the first power wash as I was playing this.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, there's just no point. It's one of those, it's a bit like an open world game when you see how much it would take to 100% and you just go, what's the point? I'm never doing that. So, right now I can cut the game I was going to cut first and not feel bad. Atomfall, I think is a really, really good video game, but it's not making our top 10. And it's weird that we haven't mentioned it at all until now, I don't think.
I don't think it was that remarkable. Like, it's got a cool setting, and like I think I said in the review, it's the most English game, and not like just the game that's set in England or a game that's got English theme. It's the most like deeply English game I've ever played. Like even down to like the crazy Easter eggs that are in it. Like, do you remember for ages I thought there was a fast travel thing because something disappeared, and then I realised it was the TARDIS. Like there was a TARDIS on a hill, and I chased after it and it disappeared. And then I found like Clegg and whatever from the Darling Buds of May in the bathtub. Not the Darling Buds of May. Last of the Summer Wine. In the bathtub, the skeletons, and like there were so many. There were like 20 like Easter eggs pertaining to.
And they have supported it really well, that game, by the way. Like,
yeah, the DLC was quite good, and I do think like in another year it might have done better. It's got, because it had some really cool, like the way it told its story was really cool, and the way it did its quests, because there was no just like you must go here and do this and this. You had to talk to people and follow investigations.
Well, it's a bit like, so between Blueprints, Atomfall, and like Hell Is Us, it's kind of been a year on the quiet of these games that are very hands off. You find your way through the world, hasn't it? Like, it's
I can see that. I thought both this and God, you just said the name and it's gone already. Avowed.
I thought
Avowed,
yeah.
Unless you didn't say Avowed, but that came in my head immediately.
That is on the list, though. That is on the list.
Yeah. I found both of these games to be, for me, what I want from open worlds. In that, what I mean is not that open worlds, but I found both of them really nice to explore for very, very different reasons. Like, I thought it was a really cool game, but again, it's not one that would make a personal top 10 or even particularly close. I just think it was good.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Kieran, you're not. I don't think you played it.
I played like
a little bit.
30 minutes. It's interesting. It's not something I wanted to go back to.
No, and Mick, you're not fighting for it.
I'm not fussed. It was an interesting game, but I didn't love it. It was just good.
Okay, so that's me and Kieran who've cut a game. Lyle, Mick, have you got an easy one? Either of you?
I haven't got an easy one.
I've got an easy one. I can give him a moment to find an easy one.
You want your easy one, and then let Mick come in with his easy one.
I don't think on this list 2 Point Museum is going to make a top 10 collectively. I didn't play it, and it's one of those games where I've played the other two games in the series, and I know that they are all very high quality and very fun, but I don't necessarily think they are top 10 bombastic in a way that we would.
I really liked it.
It's kind of the best of the three, isn't it?
It is the best of the three, yeah. Not by much.
But it's like they've applied knowledge, isn't it? It's like,
I think they do more with it, like with the quests where you can send scientists out to do research and bring fossils. Like, that stuff was cool. The humor's really funny. Like when they come back with a big fossilized floppy disk, and a dial phone, which I thought were quite amusing.
It sort of harks back to, like, do you remember the Discworld game on PC? I always go back to that. It sort of reminds me of that era of game, because I guess I might be wrong, but I want to say Theme Park and Theme Hospital would have been around that era of PC gaming as well, or certainly near enough.
Around enough, yeah.
And I do, again, very British humour as well.
Very British humour. But like, I feel like 2 Point as a series is like the little engine that could, if that makes sense. Like, it definitely should get more love and praise than it does. Because it
needed its own category that we'd want to put it high on, but I don't know what that would ever really be,
Most Britishest of game. Well, mind you, then you got
it would have lost to Atomfall in that, but it could have got a good second,
Yeah, maybe. Top 3.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So I'll cut it. Yeah.
Well, I'm happy. I know Kieran had it a little bit higher, but I don't. For
It's not
me,
my
it's
top
not.
10, but
It's not a top 10.
yeah.
Okie dokie. Did you have an easy one, Mick?
No, because the only ones that I would consider easy are only easy because I don't know what they are. Like, okay, who is? I feel like Lyle is probably okay. Blueprints. Who's putting
It's just going to
Blueprints
be me,
in the
isn't it?
top 10? Yeah,
That is
It's
just you,
just
yeah. And I
gonna be
thought that
me.
was potentially
because I did quite like it, but I
easy
dropped
one.
off it super fast because it's not the sort of thing that
Did
I
you-
put time into. But
Yeah, same.
Really, Kieran? You didn't?
I played like again half an hour probably.
I played maybe an hour.
I played more than both of you then. I think I played like 2 or 3 hours. I definitely got to some of the first like clever reveals. But
Okay,
it
that's
felt
what I
like
was
a
gonna
game
ask.
where it felt like a game where if I'd been forced to review it, it'd be in my top 10. But when I was doing it in my own time, it
I
was
get
like this is sort of asking a lot of me. When I could
that's
be
why I
doing-
didn't go back. I was just like, you know what, I don't have time to bang my head on this game, and so I just dropped off it.
I concede that it doesn't necessarily hit you too quickly with the reveals. Like you could certainly, like you say, half an hour, not. It's a bit like Ball Pit in that regard. In that at first you might think, oh, I get what this is. It's all right. And then
I think for me it was more that it's a hard puzzle game.
Yeah,
and I was like,
that's what I was going to say. That's where the Ball Pit comparison disappears a bit, because. But like it is such a fucking clever game. Like it's.
Oh yeah, I think it's on a lot of people's top 10, and it's.
I don't know, man. I think it's. I don't know because it does require a lot of you, even down to the fact like early on, like that. I remember when I know you probably all experienced this. There are puzzles that you work out, and then on subsequent runs, you kind of almost say to yourself, but I have to actually do this puzzle though again. Like for example, if I say the dartboard one with the
that was
like
the first one I thought.
Exactly that, like that. I mean, there are others, but that one's I guess the more labour intensive in terms of actually having to do the math, I guess. Whereas like there are the box puzzle, for example, is pretty. Once you get it, and it's easy every time. But that develops later. Like you actually you do that puzzle, but that puzzle itself develops later. A lot later, if that makes sense. And I guess I say a lot later depending on your progression. I do think it's like one of the puzzle games that people often throw back to. I mean, there are a few, like, when you think of, I mean, like Portal is one of them, that's its own category. The Witness, for example, people often refer back to as being like a properly like genius video game, and I never quite clicked with that. I clicked with it in that I understood it and I get it, and I'm like, yeah, this is really amazingly well designed, every element of it. But it was too smart for me. Blueprints is definitely on that level in a different avenue. But I think it's also on that level of it's that good of a puzzle game, like it's that well designed. It just asks a different sort of thing from you.
Yeah,
but the cold hard truth of it is, it's only me of the 4 of us who would have it on or anywhere near a top 10, so I can't. But I did want to give it like a serious shout out because I do think in terms of design, it's like it's genuinely remarkable. Like it's one of those where you're like, what are you making next? Because I'm there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a game where if a certain former cast member was here, it would be being fought for incredibly hard.
Well,
and
yeah. See, I think he gave it a 10, didn't he?
He did.
So.
Gave it a 10 and fucked off.
Yeah, basically.
And also it's very much deserved, but it's it wasn't for me.
If it's not your thing, it's not your thing, and there's no amount of. It's one of those. It's like a Souls-like in that respect of like if you don't like them, if you don't get on with them, there's no amount of banging your head over it that you're going to suddenly go, oh, I get this now. I like Souls. Like it's not going to happen. You're not gonna. You're either into that kind of brain teaser, and I will say for me it's quite rare because sometimes I find games like that. Like I said with The Witness, I'm not smart enough for that. And there was another game. I can't remember what it was called. It came to Switch as well. It was very, very monochrome. I think
Obra Dinn.
No, a bit later than Obra Dinn. What was that, Kieran? What did you say?
I said Obra Dinn as well.
Oh, was that okay? No, it was much later. It was only like last year or something, and I think it even might have even had a port this year. Was it by Simogo? Did Simogo? But again, Simogo, like I love them as a developer, but some of theirs are like too intellectual for me. I think it was them actually. I'm gonna quickly look it up because
it wasn't Lorelei and the Laser.
That's the one. That is the one. Yeah. That is the one. And that one was like I loved everything about that game, but it was I just couldn't do it. I'm just not smart enough.
Yeah.
But as blueprints I got, but yeah, I've given it its flowers sort of thing. Like we'll cut it now, and that's fair. It's fair. I'm not even sure it would make a 10. It would be in my. I don't know.
You can cut Hellclock because that's just me that's playing. I put it on there. Yeah, and I put it on there because it's brilliant. And it was in my top 10. It's bumped out now. It's in my honourable mentions bit because it's like my 12th sort of best game of the year because it's such an array of games this year. But it's like I guess it's a Hades like sort of, but it's like Hades with guns. It's set in Brazil. Sorry, it's set like during the Brazilian Civil War, but it doesn't really matter when it's set because it's fantasy anyway. And you're just like a guy that basically you go down into these dungeons and he's got like a 6-shooter, so all your abilities and skills are like gun based, but the shooting is super precise and satisfying. I think you'd really like it if you tried it, Ad, because it's like really.
What, like mouse and keyboard? Are we talking, or like?
No, you can with the mouse and keyboard, but I played it mostly on. No, I played a lot of it on Steam Deck.
Oh, okay.
But it just feels like really punchy, like the crack of the pistol, and like it's like hordes of zombies coming at you, like it's not like Hades, but it's like Curse of the Dead Gods. I don't know if you ever saw that. That was the one that I
played that.
Yeah, that was that came out around when Hades did, and it was just a bit different enough to sort of be its own thing. It's a bit like that, but it was just really good. Like there's loads in it. Like it has like a timing. So to begin with, you've got 7 minutes. So whatever you do, you descend into the dungeon, and you've got 7 minutes to get as far as you can. And you level up and get stronger quite fast. So before you know it, you're getting deeper and deeper, and then you'll unlock like new abilities and weapons and gear, and you'll get stronger and stronger, and you'll start getting further and further, and you'll slowly achieve things that like extend your timer, and it's just really good. And there's like an endless mode if you want, where you can just turn the timer off. But the idea of it having a timer where you just constantly against that stops it from feeling repetitious, because it's like you're constantly finding faster ways of beating the same boss, or you've unlocked enough stuff that like there's a boss at the first boss of the game like took me a couple of attempts, but then eventually like you're pretty much one shot in it because you just keep going further and further past it. But it's just really good. I mean, I reviewed it, gave it a 9, and it's one of my favorite games of the year, but I just wanted it on the list so I could talk about it because it's not going to be. It wasn't going to be in any of the categories. Maybe I could have had it in Nicest Surprise and brought it up, but it was never going to win.
But that's kind of like, if people ever do listen and wonder why are you doing this instead of just like doing it behind. It's because I want to go away and play that now. Like I want to try that.
Yeah, it's really
now.
good.
Yeah, I wanted to play it already for sure.
I think I remember
it's on the Steam library.
Yeah,
and it's just really. I just found it really fun and really likable.
There was some fucking good Hades-style games this year, weren't there?
There
was a Lost in Random one. There was Shapes of Dreams. That was really good.
There was Realms of Ink. Realms of Ink was really good. And Sworn,
I remember you saying
Sworn was like a King Arthur one. That was really good as well.
This game's come up.
Redacted? Was that this year?
Oh,
Redacted, the sci-fi Hades. Like that was really good as well.
Don't know. We mentioned this game, so it did come up briefly, and I sort of forgot where it was on the list, and it's right next to a game that's really similar to it. Lowell, you mentioned Avowed.
I did, yeah, and I think that's another quite easy cut, really, in that
so.
For like a good few months at the start of the year, it was in my top 10. I really did enjoy it quite a lot. I thought the setting was really cool, and I liked how, I liked some of the things like when they gave you like a hand-drawn picture of where there's a secret and you'd be walking around the landscape like, where the fuck is that bit of fungus? Because it's all fucking mushrooms, that game.
Yeah.
Mushrooms everywhere. I'm one of the best creator characters because you just put mushrooms all over yourself. That was good.
Oh, yeah.
My character didn't have eyes. They were just behind mushroom flaps. Oh,
no,
that sounds awful.
I didn't like the mushrooms. I mean, it was cool.
No, I didn't. I turned them off.
Same.
I didn't like it at all.
No,
I turned it off. And I felt like Obsidian did. I mean, I know obviously it's a different sort of thing, but they did the open world or the semi-open world stuff. I thought it was better what they did with the Outer Worlds 2 than.
Well, I hate to talk around it, but I want to say you might be the only person here that's played Outer Worlds 2, and I admit that I wanted to, but I have had the opportunity and I've just not.
I played a bit.
And again, it's another game that was on my list, and now it's sort of in somewhere just outside the top 10 because I really liked it, and I thought they did some really cool stuff with the.
Can we just shout out Obsidian, by the way, for putting out two?
Yeah.
No, do you know what? 2.5, because Grounded 2 is them as well. And I know that's early access,
Yeah, that's
but like,
wild.
but
actually.
that's 2.5, well, 3. Let's.
I tell you what, though, if you play Avowed and then you play the Outer Worlds 2, and the Outer Worlds 2 is kind of all fucking mushrooms, but it's like sci-fi mushrooms. Okay. Well, it's not mushrooms, but it's the same. It's the same color palette. Like some of the worlds feel very similar. Yeah, it does feel very. From it. It feels very much the Outer Worlds. Like there's a particular one of the planets that's very like brightly coloured, and you could just be walking around one of the areas in Avowed. I think the Outer Worlds 2 is a lot more complex and it does more than Avowed.
You mentioned a lot of the stuff with dialogue. To us.
Yeah, because I felt that with Avowed to me felt a lot like a sort of Fallout. Like light, if you know what I mean.
But
like
I'm with Lyle on that. That's kind of what I wanted it to be. I didn't want it to be.
Yeah, I'm not knocking it. I liked Avowed, but I like when I play a game like Avowed or Skyrim, I want my actions to react. Like I want to be able to put pots on people's heads and rob them. You know, like in Sky, I like that level of interactivity, which I felt like Avowed didn't have. Like you could just do whatever you wanted, and then all that really mattered was when you're out in the world, which I struggled with because I felt Avowed had some really uneven difficulty.
Yep, that's.
But
fair.
I think the Outer Worlds, and I think the Outer Worlds 2 just did it better. And I think the perk system, or the flaws and perk system in the Outer Worlds 2 is genius. And
that sounded so cool.
I really hope Obsidian like carry that forward. They probably will if they do the Outer Worlds 3, which is probably a given. But
I mean, some of the perks got any sense? Well, I say Bethesda, it'd be Microsoft now, wouldn't it? But if someone's got any sense, they just hand them the reins to the Fallout series and go, "Here you go, lads."
But the perk system was great. Like some of the flaws, like if you read, because I have a habit of I'm a compulsive reloader, so like I'll fire 2 shots, reload, and if you do that, you get punished. Well, you get a flaw.
Shit.
And it's like, you do. So if you reload too soon, you get a debuff. But if you let your gun run out, you get a buff. It was something along those lines.
I'm screwed then. I'm never playing this.
And it had one for like thumbing through dialogue. If you thumb through too much dialogue, you get a flaw where and if you steal too much, you get a flaw where
just enough.
I can't remember what triggers it, but it basically what it does is if you're standing in a shop or in a room, your character will just fucking steal things without you knowing because they've got kleptomania, and so they'll be in your inventory. But obviously, then if you try and sell them or if you get caught, or you do something that you get arrested, you've got stolen items in your inventory, but you didn't remember taking them, which I thought but the plus side of that perk or flaw is that you make less noise or you're silent when you move crouching. So it's like,
I like that's had thought. It's not just we're going to do this perk system that people
no.
Like we've actually
the move crouching one. The move crouching one is you're silent when you move crouching, but your knees crack when you stand up and it alerts people. So if you stay crouching, you can make no noise. But if you stand up, your knees audibly crack. The guards will be alerted.
That's good.
That's such a cool idea, isn't it?
There's a lot of cool ideas in it. It deserved its plaudits. But I think I'm the only one that played any length.
So
time.
It's something to play, after this.
Yeah. Do we cut on both then?
I think Kieran's all right with cutting the Outer Worlds too as well. Then
Okay. Well, I've got one more, and I think it's an easy one, and then it's definitely time for someone else. I know that only Lyle and I have played it, and I think it was put on this list before we played it, thinking it would be amazing, and I don't think it's going to get anywhere near a top 10. Octopath Traveler 0, Lyle.
Oh yeah. Yeah, very true. Like this is one of those very rare occasions where an 8 out of 10, so very good to great game, also could have just about made a biggest disappointment list for me personally, just because the other games in this series are fucking amazing, and 0 is just it's just less than, and it's very noticeably less than in almost every way, unfortunately. And they've definitely put a lot of effort into making this more than the mobile game it was. It's not like it's it's a very good JRPG, but
I would recommend people played it, but there's a but, and I don't really know how to finish that sentence, but there is a but.
But there is a but, and to finish it, you just sort of have to talk about every part of the game. The difficulty is definitely one of them where you just it didn't really exist, and Yeah, and then there's just stuff like even like the visuals just weren't quite as flashy and amazing as like the other games and stuff.
I don't quite think the story's there. Like the only thing that
very true.
I don't know if this is just me. If I say the word marvelous to people, it comes into my head the character that goes marvelous, like it's that. So when I say marvelous or something, which don't get me wrong, I'm not walking around going marvelous, you're marvelous, but it's like whenever that word comes up, it does. And like it's fucking dark, but then that's not new for Octopath Traveler. I mean, it's really dark. I think it might be probably the darkest storylines they've had.
Probably,
but I don't think it suffers from that because like they don't know when to stop it. Like the game, to give some, without spoiling like too much, the game, you start off and there's some very obvious story paths, like they're called like the master of this, the master of that, 3 different things. I finished them and I'll get into them and I'm like, this is really short for an Octopath Traveler game. And then you get like the next quest, which is like the master of all, which is also not the final thing in the game, and it just kind of keeps going, and I think it suffers that a lot. And it also then suffers because whereas in the previous games, hence the Octo part of the game, the Octopath part of the game, you would have 8 characters from different regions that all sort of come together as a gang, but they've each character's unique and has their own story. In this, you create the protagonist. The protagonist has a few friends from their village at the start that are part of the game, but then all the other characters you just kind of meet, and
just
none
randoms,
of them are,
basically.
None of them are like. It's not even like a Eden Chronicles standard of like they all that's kind of what they were going for, but
it does, but they have less character than that, and that's weird because that's a game that has like over 100 characters.
But also on top of that, like because everyone dual wields, well not everyone, most of the characters dual wield weapons. You don't even go, right, well I've got this character now and I want them because they are a white mage or a black mage and they have the staff. Now it can be like, well, they've got a staff and a book, you know, or like this person. And there's lots of, I mean, every character bar a few has got like the option. And that's new. I think that's new, isn't it?
I think so, yeah. I'm sure it used to be not quite as
not
much
as common,
at the very least.
But that again means that they have less character to them because you're like, well, I don't really care about them, and I've got another character who can do bow and axe at the same time. So, yeah, like I really do like it, and I'm totally on board with what you said. Like I agree with the score 8 out of 10. That's kind of sucks because these games are kind of normally 9s and 10s, and I know that's like quibbling over. But
but you do feel the difference when you play it as well. Like if you hadn't played an Octopath game before, you'd probably think it was fucking amazing. Like
you probably would. Although I do think the difficulty is an issue. Like there's like I know like Kieran, I know you're not a huge JRPG fan. Mick, I know you are. But what you'll all know what I mean by this is like often you'll have a dungeon and like you're going through the dungeon to the boss, and there will be an optional kind of elite enemy, and usually they are there because you can't handle them. And you're to come back. It gives you a reason to go back through the dungeon, clear it out.
Yeah.
In this, every time I saw one, I took him on, beat him first time, like every single time to the point where they were not difficult in any way. I don't know if that was just me, Lyle.
No, it was the same for me, yeah.
And that is like, well, that's a serious balancing issue that your elite enemies I can take out before I get to the boss and even get the levels from the boss to come back. Like these feel like they're supposed to be here for me to do the boss, go off, do 3 more bits of story, then maybe I can come back and take them on. You know, like the ultimate weapons in Final Fantasy VII, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But a bit, there's one in every dungeon, but it's easy. It's just really easy, and like that for me.
It's definitely a very easy cut. Like it's not particularly high on my personal list. So like, what's it doing here?
Yeah, no, same. Okay, well, someone else can cut some games now because I think I cut 3. So
I have one that I didn't really like that much as I thought I was going to like, which was Fantasy Life I.
Yeah, I was the same with that.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that because I downloaded it and just never played it. So because I heard really mixed things. Like I heard people say bits of it were really good, and then I heard other people like just didn't have a lot of good stuff to say about it, and I was.
Yeah. If I recall, wasn't it where I was on the review and you'd played so much more than me that we were just like, you can do it because I don't really want to play more.
I actually forgot I reviewed it. I could not tell you what I gave it. I do really like this game, but I do also acknowledge that it is like it's hideously slow at times. Like it's really odd. It reminds me a little bit of before the Switch 2 came out, that Princess Peach game. I can't remember. It's called something Showdown. In that, like, it's designed for kids, but it's actually not easy enough for kids of that the age it's designed at. And I think Fantasy Life I has a little bit of that. In that, I was thinking about this because my wife likes Animal Crossing, and I was thinking, well, this is kind of like this. It's getting in amongst the weeds, but like if you love Animal Crossing, like the graduation from that to a more gamey game would be something akin to Fantasy Life, or maybe like the Hello Kitty game, which is very Animal Crossing but more gameplay focused with combat and stuff, like in Fantasy Life I. But I don't think it is, because I think there's a quite a big step from the I don't want to get into a kind of casual versus people who play games a lot, but it is that thing of Animal Crossing is playable by anyone. Fantasy Life I is like, it sort of tries to be that, but like the combat is too easy, it's too slow, and there's too much repetition for people like me to be like, this is the best game of the year. But it's also kind of, then when you flip that to someone who doesn't play games, there's bits of it that will be just like they wouldn't understand it, and it will be too complicated or too difficult. I really do like it. I think it's a fantastic game, and it was actually in my 10 for quite a while, and I did thrash it. Like, I absolutely hammered that game. But it's not my list, and I can't really fight it. So yeah, okay, it's gone.
Okay, I got one.
Yep.
And this is one that I really, really wanted to play and just haven't had time, and that's Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. I noticed Ninja Gaiden 4's not on this list anywhere either.
Has anyone played Ninja Gaiden 4 apart from me?
No, I haven't. I've got it again, but I haven't had a chance.
No, but like, no. Lyle, have you played it?
No.
So, okay, so that's not getting added onto the list.
Yeah. Ragebound. I didn't get to it.
I think I prefer Ragebound to Ninja Gaiden 4. I like them both an awful lot, by the way.
Because I played a bit of Ragebound, but I made the terrible mistake of playing like an hour or two of Ragebound and then getting review code for Shinobi. And then being like, oh, fuck Shinobi.
Shinobi's a better game.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that means we cut it. I'm just saying Shinobi is it's a more in-depth, bigger game.
Is Ragebound on anyone's personal top 10?
No. Well, I played like an hour, so it'd be weird if I put it on mine.
I didn't finish it, and it's been installed on Steam Deck on my PC for quite some time, and I haven't deleted it because I do want to go back to it, but
it's on my desktop and my Steam Deck, and I just haven't.
Yeah.
I need time to look through this list. Shit. I
mean, there's 27 games on here.
Yeah, no,
I don't see.
Fine. Yeah, no, I can't. It is. I just want to say, again, in a year where we got a new Shinobi and 2 new Ninja Gaiden, technically 3 if you want to count the redo of Ninja Gaiden Black 2.
Oh, yeah, true.
Great to see that series back. I really hope this isn't like the final throw of the dice. I hope Ninja Gaiden Ragebound gets more games like that, because I really love that kind of game. This 2D action. It reminds me a bit of The Messenger, but not quite that. I really do think it suffered because Shinobi came along and kind of ate its lunch whole.
Yeah.
Because Shinobi also had the better art style, the more depth to the combat, whereas Ninja Gaiden Ragebound was deliberately, you hit people once and they die. It was deliberately that. Okay, fine. Yeah, okay. We're down to 26, by the way.
See, we're doing good, aren't we? Good job, everyone.
That one didn't feel good, by the way. But
well,
I could suggest one of mine, which I don't think is going to get very much further.
Okay.
Although Adam would back me on it if it came to it, but I don't think it will. And that's Hell Is Us on a list of 10.
That ain't the one I thought you were going to go for. Yeah, I mean, I would have a few down from that. I thought you might have cut before that. Just a few down on our list, like that one.
Oh, there's actually there is. There's 2 actually.
I would be a bit hesitant.
I mean, we can do that one next if you want to keep Hell Is Us. We can move on to the other one, but I don't think Hell Is Us is going to squeeze through with Lyle and Kieran, because I don't know if they played it.
No, it's one I wanted to, yeah, but there's
and
a
I know
lot of games on this
list. Yeah, I do think eventually we start coming to games that we're fighting for that only one or two of us have played, but I don't think this is one I'm going to die on a hill for. Even though it's on my list, it's my number 7.
I want to say then, before we cut it, like, I just want to say, as much as like the story is a bit sort of, it's not really my thing, and the characters you can bounce off of, I understand it. I want to say how much I respect it. I want to say how much I respect how much it respects the player in a world where these kind of games don't get made anymore. Like this, you nailed it. I think it might have been preview phase. I forget when. We've played and talked about this game a lot. But when you told me, it reminded you of like the old Resident Evil games.
Yeah.
And I don't want people to go and think that means it's going to be like, I don't know, Crow Country or Resident Evil 1 remake or something. It's more the ideology of those Resident Evil games where it's kind of obtuse but silly, but also not so obtuse you can't work it out. Like I say, it's been a year of writing things on bits of paper and making notes on games, I think. And I want to say Hell Is Us is the one that I reckon that's the one that got away for a lot of people. I think.
It had some
it's not a franchise.
Puzzles, some really
what I mean is
clever
it's not a franchise. It's not like it's not Ubisoft or EA or Sony. It's not the biggest publisher. You know, is it Nacon? I want to say it's Nacon.
I think it's Nacon. Yeah,
it is.
It's akin to that. So it's like it's not the publisher you think of when you think it's not Call of Duty. You know, it's Activision. It's not anything like that. It is a game that needed a real push to get it across to people.
I really hope they do more as well, because I think they had a really good foundation for what they were building.
I respect what you're saying. Is it probably doesn't make a 10 here, but I just there's
a handful of games on here that I'd go to bat with. I think so.
Then go if you haven't played the demo and you just. I would really strongly recommend giving it a download. It's quite a hefty demo if it's still available. I don't know if it is, but if it is, but yeah, okay, fine. Ooh, okay,
someone else now, because I've got 2 more of mine I could suggest, but I don't want to get rid of them yet. So.
Yeah, keep them around a bit. You never know.
A little bit.
Got to roll the dice, you know.
Okay,
bit. I'll do one of mine then. You know what? I'll do 2 of mine. So we've talked a few times about how only I finished Split Fiction, and how I think the end of that game makes it is very, very impressive. But if not anyone else has seen the end of that game, then there's really not any point me fighting for it.
I really dislike the characters and writing.
I know.
Well.
I was
regardless
exactly the same, to be honest.
I really thought the story was just. I not even because it's far fetched or it's like. I just thought the story had the stupidest fucking premise. And
the thing is, it's like it's a commentary on AI, isn't it? And it's like
but you know, let's steal stories from 2 people who clearly can't fucking write.
But it's not even that. It's the hammering on the head.
Machine. Just put a gun to their head and get them to write something.
But it's the hammering. It's the hammering home of the when you go back to It Takes Two. Because of the fantastical sort of whimsical nature of it, you can get away with the writing not being like exemplary, because this is trying to be grounded in a real world. These are real human beings. Like it's like there's no talking book, you know, like speaking in a sort of weird Spanishy Mexican hybrid accent. Do you know what I mean? Like that's not.
I think like Joseph Fares is kind of in a corner in a way as well. You got to give him credit for, you know, he's got these premises. He makes these games that no one else really does that are big, like spectacular multiplayer. So like the gameplay is king, and like he does a really like I can't really fault a lot of the gameplay of it. But there's only so many reasons you can come up with to be able to throw 2 characters into this kind of situation. So I guess in a way, like God knows what the next one he comes up with will be, because there definitely is going to be one. But yeah,
but like when you're watching a cutscene and you honestly feel like they should, you look at the bad dude and you just go, he's a bad man. Do you know what I mean? And it really is. It really does make you do that, and but not in a good way. Not in a way of
based on.
It's like, oh, this is an allegory for AI.
What about the evil machine called The Machine?
The Machine from Barry Badman.
A little bit. Yeah. It's a bit hokey, you know. And
then the cutscene for the cutscene where it cuts to him talking to his benefactors, and you're like, "You're bad people, aren't you?" You know, it's like I'm so glad he's out there making these games though, because the gameplay, as you said, is gameplay first.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
And I also very much want to us to do some sort of podcast at some point when Adam has played the end bit of the game, just to see how he feels about it. You know,
me specifically. That's what. Well, It's a long game. That's the other thing.
It
I
is
would
a
have
long
finished it
game.
twice. Like, It Takes Two, I finished 3 times with 3 different people. I started 3 times with 3 different people.
Yeah, that's fair. My other cut was going to be Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, which I feel, I don't feel great about. I fucking love this game, but there's
another racing game on here that you're going to champion, I'm sure.
Yeah, more so. I mean, I don't. To be honest, I'm not certain that either will do amazingly, but I think this is the one, at least for now, that is, it is the racing game that I loved second most this year and wouldn't quite make a top 10 for me. So if that's where it lands, then that's where it lands. I mean, we've talked about it quite a few times this week. I think it's a fantastic, much more strictly racing kart racing game, which and it does that the best this year. And also it has a lot of cool elements to it. But yeah, it's not going to make a top 10. I don't think it's in my top 10 anymore either, to be fair. So, but it was for a good while.
Yeah, it was.
Fair enough.
Down to 23. We're down to 23.
Next. Yeah. What have we got next? Kieran, you haven't done with one.
Yeah. I've got one, I think. How does everyone feel about Assassin's Creed Shadows?
It's still on my list. But that's not to say I would fight for it to be on a site list. I think it's eighth on my list. I would check, but it doesn't really matter. But it's definitely still on my list.
It's down to number 20 for me, so I can't fight for it in a deal.
Because I did really like it, and but again, I like every time Ubisoft puts one of these out, and the degree of quality can be like, they're kind of in their own box for me. The Assassin's Creed. Like every year, I think if you go back every year, there's an Assassin's Creed game on my top 10 because I'm a fan. That's but I don't think they innovate very much. I think one year to the next is just sort of change a location. They add a few moves, but for me, I don't disagree that should come off. I think it's got as far as it's going to get.
Yeah, I enjoyed it to a point that I did have some issues with it. I find what I have to do now is sort of divorce the game I'm playing versus my memories of the rest of the series, because I just don't find these new games to be. They don't have the sort of pillars that I would consider the hallmarks of Assassin's Creed, and Shadows.
I am with Zelda.
See, I prefer the modern games. Ever since Black Flag, I
prefer them as games. But I get what Kieran's saying. What they have now done is they've gone so full on with the Abstergo kind of memories of the past thing that they have made basically it so that every game they can just go, here's a new character, here's a new location. Yeah.
That's why I liked Mirage quite a lot.
Mirage is very good.
Years ago, because it was like, I know it wasn't fantastically new like gameplay wise, but it was a much like smaller, more compact, like streamlined experience, and it felt a lot more like the first game and Brotherhood and before it went, because like Black Flag is the pinnacle of the series for me. I know other people feel differently, but for me that's still the best one. But I think since then they've gone in a very different direction, because Unity I didn't really like, and I didn't much like Syndicate, but like the Odyssey and Origins, I really like those. Valhalla is probably still one of my favorites. So
Valhalla is the exception.
I like that. Yeah, I like that bigness that they have, but they're not like what is an Assassin's Creed game anymore. Is like, does the Creed part even matter? Does it even?
No. It's a checkbox game now, isn't it? It's a checkbox game to clear out the checkboxes, which is fine.
It had good moments. It had good stealth. In terms of like traditional stealth, I think that's probably the best the series has ever had. It's just
it helped.
I want to be blending in with monks and stuff. I want to be doing social stealth. I want to be throwing coins around, and it's just I miss those bits.
I think they're a company that have listened to the fans a lot, but maybe too much, because like Unity actually was good. It just had bugs at launch. Do you know what I mean? It was actually a good idea. So cut Assassin's Creed Shadows in.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Lyle's not bothered.
I've not played it. I was gonna. I said I'd play it on Switch, but it made more sense for Kieran to do it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It's starting to get a little bit tough now. I got some. Can I ask about one that you guys have mentioned before this year, but I still have no idea what it is, and that's Clover Pit. What's Clover Pit?
Clover Pit is me. Hello. I put games on this list sometimes, quite often. Some
Quite
would
a
say.
lot, yeah.
Yeah, but Clover Pit that's the one where you're trapped in a weird room and have to play a slot machine over and over to earn enough money to not get released into a pit of death. And it's sort of like if Balatro had a slot machine, is how that is like the easy elevator pitch version of it.
Okay, right, yeah.
It's like a very clever, got all these different ways that the luck doesn't have to be luck because you're using different like roguelike artifact things and stuff like that. This is a game that is still on my list, albeit lower than most of the other games on here that are still on my list. And Steve would have maybe been my other voice of, assist here. And I don't necessarily know if he would be or not. I don't know how high it is for him necessarily. So I don't think I wanted it to be a game that got another mention in the top 10 because not all my list, shoved on the shortlist. So it was one where I was like, well, this one I think is very different to anything else. I've never played a game about playing a slot machine where it's about luck but not really about luck before. Like it's a very interesting roguelike thing and it does so many things well. It's sold spectacularly and I think they're doing very well off it. So I'm glad of that at the very least. I think it definitely got some of that, like the equivalent of that Balatro energy this year of one of those games that just got like a load of fucking sales, a lot of buzz. Yeah, the big Balatro energy.
But it does sound like that sounded like a farewell.
I'm fine cutting it. It's
okay.
There's not a fucking snowball's chance in hell it gets to a top 10,
If we are cutting that, I do think we also have to cut Luminez Arise because I think Steve was strong on it in his review. I think I'm the only other one who's played it.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that next, to be honest.
I can't. There's just like it's a wonderful game, but there's just no chance it hangs with like the. Well, there's 21.
I just never clicked with Luminez that much,
and
really.
That's absolutely fair enough. Totally fair enough.
That gets us down to the top 20 as well when that's gone.
It does. So let's do that. Let's do that. We're down to 20. I'm going to read the 20 because that is like So now in the top, so we need to get 10 of these off basically. So we've got Hades 2, 100 Line, Last Defense Academy, Ghost of Yotai, Pokemon Legends Z to A, Pipistrello and the Cursed Yo-Yo, Deep Rock Galactic Survivors, The Altars, Shinobi Art of Vengeance, South of Midnight, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Citizen Sleeper 2, The First Berserker Kazan, Dispatch, Death Stranding 2, Doom the Dark Ages, Monster Hunter Wilds, Claire Obscure, Expedition 33, Ball X Pit, Kirby Air Riders, and Baby Steps. I do think there's some easy ones on there actually. Still, I've got to be honest with you.
I've got a possible cut. Citizen Sleeper 2.
That was my next one. I think we
I
talked
wasn't
a lot about it.
We did discuss it. I think it's maybe best story. I think we discussed it in. It's good. I didn't think it's good as the first one though. I thought the first one was lightning in a bottle.
It didn't actually make it into our top 5 best story, which is kind of a problem.
So I like it. It was all right, but I wouldn't go back to it. And I kind of forgot it existed until we started doing these deliberations.
It was like a January, February game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was very. I think it was one of the first games I reviewed.
Yeah,
this
it was.
year.
Yeah.
I think actually it was the first game that was reviewed on the site.
Oh, it was. It was the first game.
It
was the first
Kingdom
game.
Come Deliverance. I know it was one of the first.
Yeah, no, it was the first game that was reviewed on the site. Yeah,
so it wins.
So it wins. Yeah, you have to history.
Okay. We can delete that, and we're down to 19.
Yeah. Someone else
getting a bit tasty.
Everyone's now avoiding offering anything in case someone comes back and offers one of theirs.
Well, I can offer one of mine that I don't think is going to make a 10 for us as a team, but that I love, but I don't think, again, it just isn't making a 10, and that's Pipistrello and the Cursed Yo-Yo.
Oh, you called that yours? That's hurtful.
Well, it's it's ours. Well, even after the guide work I did for that game, which should have killed me stone dead emotionally to it, I still love that game. It's so good. It delivered that preview version we played ages ago.
We've been waiting for a long time for that.
It absolutely delivered. I just don't see it on this list.
I don't think it's gone. That's such a shame. That is an amazing game.
I mean, we can keep it.
No, I'll fight harder for something else.
That's the other thing.
I'd be fighting for a few things above it, and it's like a fantastic equivalent of those, top-down perspective Zelda games that I adored all the way through having a Game Boy and a Game Boy Advance as a kid. Like that was. they were the games that I played over and over again. Like I must have beaten each one of those, at least 5 times or something stupid. Like, and they lived up to that and had some really clever modern mechanics alongside it, like the whole getting your badges and having to pay off the debt afterwards, and all the different movement abilities that really opened up the map and stuff like that. Like, it was such a well-made game. I knew it was going to be great because it was the people who made Dodgeball Academia.
Oh yeah, which you still haven't played.
Yeah, fantastic. They are. I'll always watch out for what they're doing next, because they've just done 2 in a row that I think both of them will have been on my top 10 the year they released. So yeah,
I am quite enjoying there's a Metroidvania Reddit for fans of Metroidvanias, and I'm quite enjoying this game popping up now and again, and people are like, I've just discovered this game, it's amazing, have you guys heard of it? It's like, that is kind of the problem, isn't it? That is.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so am I.
Go on then. Yeah, this will be a reluctant one for me. This is the one that's hurt the most so far.
Yeah, I really do have a lot of affection for that game, but
I can offer another one of mine. I mean, we're in a weird position now where there's a couple of games that I want to suggest that are other people's, but mine are going to go as well. So it's like, the first Berserker Kazan.
Yeah, that's not
best Souls like this year. Like, in my opinion, hands down, best Souls like. Really fucking great game, absolutely gorgeous looking. Great
like anime come to life.
Yeah, great story. Ben Starr again, who's
yeah.
popped up quite a few times recently. Does a really good job of Kazan. It's got a pretty decent story. The combat it's a Souls-like, but it's really good. Like, it's got some good difficulty.
Can I just caveat that? It's a Souls-like with difficulty options, and it's not a worse game for it.
And it doesn't make it easy. Like, even if you lower the difficulty, it's still like a challenging game. Fantastic boss fights. Like, really good boss fights in it. But yeah, I really liked it. It's on my top 10. I think it's my 6, or it might even be. Yeah, I think it's 6 because it's quite high up. But no one else has played it but you, Adam. I don't think you've got that far.
No, I haven't. I really did enjoy it, but it's just.
Yeah, it's one of the rare.
I've got no excuses.
Yeah, it's one of the rare Souls-likes that I just didn't get frustrated by. Even when it was quite tough, I just kept, like, it never felt unfair, or like Wu Chang Fallen Feathers this year.
Yep. Which
that frustrated me. And AI Limit, I lost my temper with. I never did play Elden Ring Night Rain. I just never got around to it. But yeah, first Berserker Kazan, that's mine. But you can.
Okay.
You can cut it.
Yeah, no, it's gone. We are approaching the point where I think a few more go, and we might have to start thinking about locks. There's still a few, I have to be honest, that are sticking out to me.
Yeah, I've got one more. Oh, okay. Go for it, Kieran.
Oh yeah,
Kieran, go for it.
I think it's mine. I think so. Anyway, South of Midnight.
Yeah, that was one of my that I think probably goes. Yeah,
it's quite high on my list. It's probably 4th on my
wow
overall for the year.
It was in my top 10 for a while, and then it bumped off.
Yeah, I think there's 2 things really. It's one is that you don't see that sort of setting that often, and that is like one of my favorite things, is that sort of American folk tales.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite games is Where the Water Tastes Like Wine, and it sort of scratches that same sort of itch for me. But I don't think it's necessary. And the other thing actually is, in order for it to get so high on my list, I had to turn off all the combat.
I quite like the combat at times, not all the time, but.
I didn't mind it. It's just that I just didn't want to do it. I was more invested in the story and the moments and the music and everything.
It wasn't great combat.
It's cool.
No, it was by the numbers.
It's quite samey. Even when you start unlocking like some of the powers, it's still quite, because it does that thing where it's just like, here's an arena, destroy this, move on. Here's another arena, destroy. Only the boss fights were quite interesting. The combat
the music and everything.
Yeah, the weakest element of the game.
Yeah. But you could turn it off, which is good though.
That's true. I will say it's one of them games where I played it, and like, if you told me Double Fine made this, I'd have been like, yeah, I believe you. Yeah, and that's a positive. If that's not,
yes, yes, it is.
I can't. Yeah, I mean, if you're sort of offering it up, Kieran, because I can't say it's in my 10. I don't know if anyone else is.
If no one else is going to fight for it, I don't think it's going to be there, is it?
One more, and I think we need to maybe think about locking something in here.
What have we got left?
Right, Hades 2, the 100 line, Ghost of Yotai.
I meant numbers. We get to 15.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right,
one more,
so
and we can.
Yeah. Oh, mine
Yeah,
hasn't updated again. So yeah, one
Okay.
more, and then
Yeah, I had a cut that I'm willing to offer up to.
Okay.
And then we can be there. And it is Kirby Air Riders, which I think, similarly to Sonic, is I mean, it's almost not a kart racer, as we've said. It's sort of like a closeted Super Smash Brothers game. And yeah, it's so exceeded expectations to a degree that I could never have even imagined. And it's so different to anything else that genre really ever does. And it's like kind of wild that in my like top 3 or 4 Switch 2 games is Kirby Air Riders at this point. Like, I didn't think that was going to be happening in this launch year with all these different games, that it'd be above like a Metroid for me, or above a Mario Kart for me. Like, how did that happen? What the fuck?
I agree with you though. It is. I almost feel like that can't be right, but I agree with you. But
it's not gonna. I can't remember if it's in my honorable mentions or my top 10 either. So it's
it's like against all odds though, that game as well. Like, because like it was a meme, it was a joke, like it was a piss take of like, why are you showing us 3 hours of this game? It's an absolute, and it still is. It still is like you did all that, and yet you didn't get across to me what it was because you pushed so hard. I didn't care, and now it's almost coming back where people are going, no, it's actually really fucking good. And like, you know, Steve was doing it when he was like, yeah, of course it isn't. No, it really is really good. But
so wild. And it has Lolo in from The Adventures of Lolo, where you push those balls. That's weird. I don't know. I just had to say that.
What's The Adventures of Lolo?
It's an NES game, like tile puzzle game. It had 3 of them. Yeah, obviously. Everyone remembers that. Come on, guys. Really?
The delete button is hovered over right now, Lal.
Nah, go for it. I offered it up for a reason.
You did. We're down to 15.
Start saying in any other year, like
I've already done that.
Yeah.
That's twice. I don't think we should lock loads, but I think there's a few obvious locks. Right?
Do we want to lock, or do we want to wait till we're at 10 before we? Oh, we just lock in to chuck them in the top 10 somewhere. No,
they're not getting cut. Yeah,
they're not. Yeah, they're just not. And I do think Dispatches may be the one where everyone agrees enough that there's no way it wouldn't be on the list.
I think Claire's a lock.
Yeah, I think Claire Obscure's a lock. I have to say,
it's going in there somewhere.
I don't see a world in which that isn't making it somewhere in the top 10. Is that fair?
I mean, yeah, it's my number 1. So
yeah, it's got
to be in a top 10, hasn't it? It'd be weird, wouldn't it? Yeah.
I also think Ball Pit's a lock.
I
kind of
like to hope so. I don't think there's much else I'm fighting harder for. Let me tell you.
Kind of think Ball Pit is a lock.
I played more of that since whenever we spoke about it last.
Yeah.
It's very good.
You like it?
Yeah. It reveals itself. It's a game that properly reveals itself really, really gradually. But as it does it, you're like, oh, okay. Like, I'm with, so I do think that's a lock. So I'm going to...
I think there's one more that might be a lock.
Yeah.
Only depending on how many people have played it, because it's not for me.
Oh, okay.
But I wonder, is Hades 2 a lock? I know if Steve was here,
it would be for me.
And I think if it's because it just didn't make my top 10, but only because I didn't have a chance to play enough of it, and it didn't grab me to begin with because I played a lot of it in the early access. So when the actual game came out,
that is an issue this game will have with people. Yeah, I didn't play very much early access. I played most of the final build on Switch 2, and it's like, oh my god.
And now every time I play it, it just feels like I know that sounds really like derogatory of a game that is one of the best games ever, but it just feels like more of Hades to me. And I know that's because I haven't got far enough. But I don't. So I'm asking if it's a lock because I don't know whether Lyle and Kieran played much of it, but I know for you it was like really high on your list, and it was really high on Steve's.
It's top 3 for me, for my personal list. It's top 3.
Whether it's a lock or just not a cut, it's fine. I was just asking because
for me, this is a game I've been a bit quiet about because I thought it was like the 3rd or 4th best Hades I played this year was Hades 2. It didn't click to me
Yeah,
Like,
because I preferred Hellclock and Realms of Ink, to be honest. But only because I played more of Realms of Ink, and Hellclock was just a different beast.
Yeah, and I mean that's just what happened to me. Like I played it, I kept playing bits of it. But I had it so quickly on Switch too. I was like, oh, this is going to be one of those games that I'm always playing between the other games, and like it didn't click like so many other. I mean, even not just Hades likes, but games like, like the Clover Pits and the other roguelikes of the world. Like, it wasn't what I wanted to come back to. It just didn't click in the same way I was expecting it to. So I'd say like it feels weird to say it would be a cut now, but I also don't necessarily think it would be okay to say it's a lock for us.
Yeah.
It doesn't
don't
sound
lock
like
it.
a lock.
I think maybe don't cut it yet, because Adam is very strong on it, and Steve would be
Yeah.
too if he was here, and we do have to still represent him, even though he's not here. I think, which is fair.
That's true.
Okay, can I offer up I think we need a few just so we can work out what is fighting for cuts. Can I offer up then another lock?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think Monster Hunter Wilds has to be a lock for our team, and I know that Lyle, you're not into that, but Kieran, you did play it. Steve, if he was here, would absolutely. I'm not saying it wins, but like it has to surely be in our top 10, given that we played it together.
It's still my number 5.
Okay.
I think it's going to be enough people that you'd think it'd get on there somewhere,
Yeah.
It just feels like it should be in the top 10 somewhere, that's why I wanted to bold it and be like, well, it's going to be there, whether it's 8, 9, 7, whatever,
You never know as well. We might get a bit arsey towards the end and unbold it. These are never preliminary bold.
They're locked in inverted commas, aren't they?
We've unlocked before.
Well, you've still got 6 lock spots yet to go, so like
That's
it's still.
Exactly, yeah.
There's still some. I still think there's. Okay.
I can see the next game getting cut here, 100%, and I don't like it, but I can see exactly what the next cut is.
You think?
It's Pokemon. I know it is, and I can see.
I was going to ask about that
because it's only me and Lyle, and I can see it.
How good? Like how does it stack up to like recent Pokemon games? Because is it like noticeably better than?
It's different. It's so different.
Yeah, it depends.
It's got new combat now, hasn't it? Actually,
it does have new combat. It's
so different.
It's very different.
Fair enough.
For me, this is definitely in my top 5, but I can't remember where. I fucking love Pokemon Legends Z2A. Like, I just think it's so devourable. It's so when there have been times where I've not wanted to play anything else, I've just been going through like the side quests I accumulated, or I just got the DLC to be covering, and like there's just it's one of those games where it feels like the equivalent of the Ubisoft checkbox that we've talked about so many times, where it's just one of those games where I just keep doing these little bits here and there, and like
there's not always anything wrong with a checkbox game.
It's malarkey
sometimes,
but they keep making them. That's because people enjoy it. Like, I will say, if you want to talk about iterative experiences, like what Pokemon Legends Arceus laid down, Legends evolved, which is kind of apt in it, to say evolved it. I think I maybe prefer Arceus, but because it was so different. But
they are very different games, weirdly, aren't they?
No, I mean, it was so different from every other Pokemon game, Arceus, because it was like, you're actually fucking throwing a ball at an animal for it. You're actually catching the Pokemon. Why has it taken this many games to get me to actually hold left trigger, aim a ball, and throw? Madness. But the new one, Z2A, the combat is, I don't know. Like, I don't know if we've fully. Like, what will they? Is that Pokemon now? Is that mainline Pokemon combat? We don't know. We just don't know. No. And like, it's probably not, but like, it should be. It fucking should be. And like, I watched my son play it, and I'm like, I don't like it. I don't like how that looks. That looks wrong. But then when you play it,
100%,
you're like, oh no, this is great. Never do. And it gave me the same feeling that Arceus did. Of I'm like, that's how I want to catch a Pokemon in every game forevermore. Now that's got Pokemon in the title. And then you went to the next Pokemon mainline game, and it was like, oh. Yeah, okay, we're not. And now I've got the same feeling with this. Like, you've got it. You've got this formula. Do this. Make it look beautiful, because I won't hear from anyone who's like, oh, it's a sensational-looking game. It's got some good-looking bits. Yeah. And like the Pokemon designs, which is the important part, look great, but the city is dead. Like, it is a game that I feel like it was designed for Switch, and then they went, oh, actually, we can make it run well and push it a bit. But like the next one, like just make it look like those renders that have leaked. Do you know what I mean? But keep every part of this, just iterate on that, and you've got like a. but they won't. They just won't. And that sort of
No, I
makes me feel
know.
equally kind of like.
It's one of those things where like this combined with the like next proper mainline Pokemon game, if they took the right bits from it, like that would be such a sensational thing. Like it would, It's kind of wild how like, either that or they need to do it where they have like two types of combat, like a Final Fantasy VII remake type thing. You know, where you can be like, choose what you want, what you prefer, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
perfect. And then if you do get a bit like fatigued with the style, you can switch to turn-based or something. Like, perfect.
Yeah,
that is the
that's
solution.
the solution.
Well, you have absolute. They won't do it. Of course, they won't do it.
No, they won't do it. But yeah, I don't know. It's the most I've enjoyed a Pokemon game since like the DS or 3DS. Wow. I'd say Pokemon Legends Z2A. Like I have loved it. It's one of my games that I'm not going to stop playing for a long time because I love all the late game stuff. I love all the shiny hunting and collecting everything and all that sort of thing. And I'm like actually getting to that point with this. And
well, for all the shit that got talked about the world being a bit dull and boring, once you hit that end game, you kind of understand that's been designed for you to get around really quickly and easily to do the end game. And of course, that's not
for sure.
You know, that's the scant consolation when you're playing for the opening 2-3 hours that are glacial. Maybe 4 hours actually. The opening, scant consolation when that is a thing. But you do when you get to it and have enjoyed a lot of it. Like let's be fair, it's a hefty game. So like the first 4 hours, it sounds like that, and that is too much and it is too slow. But when you do get to the end, you're like, I've forgotten about that really because like I just had so much fun. And it does have issues, like I say, the lack of voice acting, the weird, you know, the music will fade out and there's just like it's a still image on the screen. It's like we stopped doing this in the arcades, didn't we? Like this is like, you know, there is some weird shit.
There are weird elements. Oh God, I don't know. I don't know if it's going now, and I'm sad, but I don't know what else is going either. It's a tough old list. I'm gonna pivot.
One.
Okay. I'll pivot.
Okay. See what he says first.
I was going to bully. It might be one that Mick is sad about though, and he was going to pivot for me, so I feel bad.
Yeah, well, go on,
let's hear it because I got a feeling it might be the same one.
I think it's Doom: The Dark Ages.
You would think correctly because
and
I played.
That's what I was going to say as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
now I
know you guys. What can I say?
Doom: The Dark Ages is still on my top 10, and I can't believe I was going to suggest it over a certain other game on this list, which we really have to discuss in a minute. But because I think it's come as far as it can go on this list, looking at what's left, I really do. But Doom: The Dark Ages.
Okay, I thought you were talking about Doom then, but yeah, okay.
I'm talking about Doom now because I think it's fucking really, really good. I don't think it makes our list is the problem, but I do think it's a fucking phenomenal game. Like I really enjoyed it. I thought they did wonderful things with the level design. I like the fact that it was kind of. I quite like the fact that it would just threw stuff on the map and went, here's where it is, but you work out how to get to it. I enjoyed that you weren't also, you know, going down every corridor 6 times because you wanted to try and find, like it showed you where things were and then it was just like work it out. And it wasn't particularly complex, but I think it married really well. Like some of the guns and some of the gameplay moments and some of the big set pieces. Like I didn't really like the dragon much and the big mech thing.
The dragon was a bit of a drop compared to the rest of what you were
and so was the giant mech thing where you were in. I didn't mind that because
they were shorter usually.
Yeah, that was a saving grace. But I think the actual missions to just boom, boom, boom. Fucking superb.
That first mission where you get on a big battlefield where it's like the first time there's not so much story to pay attention to, it's just like here's this massive battlefield and like just go and do what you want or what you don't want. Like that is like I want more of that. Like id Software's still making bangers in 2025. That is insane. It's and great. Please never stop. Oh,
really beautiful looking game. But yeah, I think I don't think it makes a list for the site. I think it's really good and it was really fun. And I think if we had, I don't know, maybe it does, but I like
does,
if we look, I'm looking at the rest of this list and there's a couple of games on there that are not coming off and there's still a couple of games on there that I'm prepared to argue for. So I think it's come as far as it's going to go.
And just to check, because it's just you and me talking, I don't think Lyle and Kieran have you played it?
I don't like the Doom games, to be honest. I haven't played it.
I played it, and for me, it just didn't click like Eternals did. I really loved Eternals. I think Eternals was on my top 10 the year that came out. Like, I thought that was bang. I think for me, jumping around madly is more my thing than parrying. So it didn't quite click the same this one, which is why, it was going to be a one for me to...
Before we do cut it, though, can I just shout out the fact that they have like a main mechanic in a game that is parrying, which is Marmite. If you don't know what that phrase means, look it up. But they make it completely malleable, that you can make the parry window enormous or extremely tight, so that they let you dial the difficulty in a way a lot of games don't. And I'm not saying that changes anything. It's getting cut, isn't it? But like,
yeah, I mean, throwing the shield like Captain America and stuff was just... I think they did some really cool things with it.
Just id, please never stop, please, id. Please. Okay, down to 14.
Did we not cut Pokemon? Pokemon's still on
We
there.
didn't cut it yet.
Right.
Yeah, it's looking for one of those very last spots in it.
I
think, yeah, okay.
Just because it's high on my list, but I don't know if it's high on, or I don't know how many people. I don't know who's played it and how many people really love it. But Death Stranding 2.
Ooh.
I haven't played it enough. I haven't.
I thought this was a given.
Didn't grab me in the first hour.
This is joint. Like, I can't separate the top 3 games on my top 10, and this is one of them. And one of the other ones is already locked.
Doing all right,
but I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know how much everyone else loves it. Like, I know you played it, Adam. I don't know how much you love it. I know Steve played it, but he hasn't finished it.
Yeah,
I played like an hour and couldn't lock in.
Yeah, I played a few hours and I hadn't played any Death Stranding before, and it didn't really. I didn't know what was going on. I watched a recap.
I would lock in though, because I love the first game, and it was just that it came at a time when I was reviewing a lot of other stuff, and then I just never got back to it. Like, I want to, and I probably will. I think I didn't play Death Stranding 1 until the director's cut on PC.
Oh yeah,
so
you can do it. It's the same thing for this one, because that will definitely. I consumed this game like a meal. Like, it was just like
you fucking loved it.
I really went hot and heavy for it for like the 45 hours, and then I was gone, and I haven't played it since, and I probably will never play it ever again. I don't know where I'm going with that, if I'm honest with you, Kieran. I feel like I was trying to defend you a little bit, and I got lost in the Kojima-ness of it. And...
I mean, I love it. I love it. I love the first game. I love most of the games. Most of Kojima's games. I love games with lots of walking in. I fucking love it. I mean,
that's kind of all games.
But where walking is the...
No, I know.
But yeah, I don't know. I love it, and it's. I think it's his best told story by far, because there is elements of restraint, and it's a more personal story in a lot of ways with how it deals with all the stuff with Lou and Sam. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it represents the group.
It's getting fucking hard, this, isn't it? Jesus.
Whereas I've got another game on there that I know 4 of us really liked.
3.5 men.
3.5 of us really liked.
Just for something, I don't know, that I kind of almost want to take Death Stranding, put it down on the list outside of the numbers, just leave it there just for a minute. If you know, but that's pointless, isn't it? Because like, if Mick's not into it, if Lyle's not into it, Steve is, but he didn't finish it.
He's not far. I think he's literally like within.
Yeah, that's because he skips the cutscenes, so it's only a 10-hour game.
He tried to walk down that verge and went one way and then the other.
That's why it took me so long. 40 extra hours of just walking the wrong way. I mean, if you're saying cut it, it's kind of.
I think, like I said, I really like it. It's in my top 3. However, I don't know. It's not something I would out of the three in my top 3. It was probably the one that would be left by the wayside.
I feel like any counter I'd have to keeping it, either you should have made, or I would then counter my own counter by saying like, yeah, but it is also bollocks. Do you know what I mean? It's no look if you're.
That's the good thing about it. It is bollocks. It is absolutely nonsensical.
I do think it might be an age thing where I finally got to the point where I'm like, just don't take things seriously anymore, and it's like. I'm happy to just like, this is bollocks and I'm here for it. Do you know what I mean?
If anything, he's got weirder as well. Playing Metal Gear Solid Delta, that seems almost normal compared to.
Yeah, it seems like, if you play the intro of that, it's just like a man talks lots of military stuff.
Yeah.
Like for like 20 minutes of cutscenes talking about military, and then they start talking about films in codex, and it's like this is totally normal. Like, then you play Death Stranding, and there's like ghost babies or whatever, and like strands, and fine. No, Kieran, let it be known, Kieran cut this game. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Okay, we're down to 13.
Okay, I've got to ask about one, and it's not what you think.
I don't know what
Because
you think at this point.
I'm going to ask about, because there's another one on there that I'm surprised you haven't suggested as a lock, which is DK.
Yeah.
I don't know why DK is not a lock, because if Steve was here...
I think Lyle and I are trying to work out which one we want to keep more between Bonanza and Pokemon Legends, personally, but...
I want to keep them both. I don't know what you're
so do I,
about.
but I just don't think that's happening. But that's why I've conveniently forgotten to mention Bonanza several times.
But I do think if I'm gonna use a game to invoke Steve, I'll do this one if I have to. You know,
well, you have to, because he won't play Pokemon ever.
Yeah. Oh God, I wasn't expecting. I weirdly wasn't expecting to love Bonanza that much. Like when I saw that it was to do with like, it looked more about destruction than platforming, basically. Yes. And when it was not Mario Odyssey 2, like I was expecting to like it, but I wasn't expecting to love it. And then when I started playing it, I was like, yeah, this is all right, isn't it? This is good.
It's
but like, I'm enjoying myself.
At the start. A little, not Pokemon,
bit.
But
and not massively, really. But like, it was just like I wasn't like, you know, I was thinking like, okay, so probably not going to make my top 10, but it's a lovely, charming little game.
It's when you hit the open
fun.
of the first proper vista, and it's all you can see sky above you. That's when you're like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. And then it just how much from there it just goes on to being like everything's so different all fucking time.
Because you guys have talked of all the Switch 2 games, you guys, this is the one that you guys have all like. You didn't like Mario Kart didn't set the world on fire, but all of you seem to really love.
I don't think it's fucking magic. It is. It's the most Nintendo magic game of the Switch 2 for me. So
I expected that to be a lock, to be honest, and I'm not sure why it's not. Why it's not a lock yet? Because I feel like it's going to be on the list.
I think realistically it should be. Like, and I'm not saying I don't want to knock off Pokemon either if we're picking between them, but I think it's the one of those two that would be higher on a 10 if they both made it anyway. So, like, it by definition it should be more of a lock.
I wasn't suggesting that it was either that or Pokemon, but we've
got
stuff coming at it from one way or another.
I don't know why Adam was either.
Because I just don't think...
What a fucker.
But with 4 already locked out of 13, I mean, I'm not against them both being on there.
Yeah, but I do think that if there was going to be
Pokemon is a tougher sell because
100%.
That's fair.
Obviously me, Kieran, and Steve probably wouldn't back Pokemon over most other things on the list.
The weird thing is, right. And I know you don't have a Switch 2, so there's no chance you can. But I actually think you, Mick, would like Pokemon Legends because the game it most reminds me of combat-wise is the Xenoblade series. Like but without the noise. Like where you have a lot of visual noise, it's not that. But it's that kind of combat where you are...
I've just never been able to look at Pokemon and be interested. Like, it's just something about the aesthetic and the creatures themselves that I get that. It just turns me off so much.
If we could surround Mick, give Mick a Switch too, with a Pokemon ZA file that's like 4 hours in and surround him with busty redheads, then we might get somewhere, you know?
Lack of them in this game, I mean, Donkey Kong for me, back to what we were saying, is like a hard lock. Like but I just didn't want to assume, and I was scared to bring it up because
we got 3 we got to get off this. We haven't talked about a couple of them yet.
Yeah, quite.
We weren't that hot on. We didn't seem to be that hot on Hades 2 because of only Adam and Steve. But I mean, I'm really trying to avoid talking about a particular game.
Yeah, I know you are. You're doing the same thing to the altars that I did with Bonanza, just to try.
Yeah, because I really don't.
I would like to keep the altars as well.
Sorry, I'm doing it with Shinobi too. So.
I was going to ask about Shinobi, but we do have to pull some away. And I thought, like, if Hades 2 is gone and Pokemon is gone, you've got more chance that Shinobi sticks around.
But that's also more chance Baby Steps sticks around. You are aware of that.
Well, the thing is, I'm starting to wonder if Baby Steps should be in the
I
top
wouldn't
10.
I'm not
be
saying it's got to be
against-
high. I just think it's.
No,
I
I
think,
wouldn't
and
be
this is-
against
this
it
is
being
my
here, but I
point,
think
right?
10 is as far as it gets on this list.
yeah,
Possibly.
10 or 2 or
it-
yeah.
But
Sorry, 10
what
or
I'm
2,
saying
that's-
is like,
anything.
10 or 2, yeah.
but Steve quite liked it, right? And Lyle likes it, and you quite like it.
I
And
actually do
didn't
like it,
detest it. It's just
No,
not for
you-
me.
you sort
But
of do.
Kieran, I don't think it's a very fun game,
It-
and games should be fun for me. So that's my
fine.
issue with it, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
But if
But-
we are talking a world right now where Hades 2 gets cut,
This is my issue. This is what I said earlier, where I think, looking at this list now, how does a game like Baby Steps, for me, how does a game like Baby Steps survive against any game on this list now?
I mean, do we
think
start making deals? Look, if you cut Hades 2, you can have Baby Steps, but we must keep Pokemon. And you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I don't think
we
it
make-
works.
I don't
because
understand.
It's
What I know, Baby Steps is a game. It is a Marmite game. Again, if you don't know what that
Very
means, look it
much.
up, like Adam said.
Yeah, a Vegemite game for
A Vegemite
I
game.
think
for,
it's a
for
very-
Australian
I think
fans.
it's more
I
a
think
very
it's a-
British saying, isn't it? Marmite. I
Yeah.
want to get.
Yeah.
I think
that's
I
so,
do
yeah.
think it's a one-trick pony as well in terms of the gameplay. I
don't
really do.
disagree.
Like, there's not much else for 15 hours or whatever that game.
You don't
lasts,
get new
20
abilities
hours,
and
it's-
stuff.
No,
you
well,
don't get to
well,
use your
you
arms.
say that, but
You
there
know,
are
and
things you can find that let you put it in first person, for example, or
Yeah,
give
but then you
additional
drop them and
little-
you're back to fall into.
Well, yeah, if you drop them, then you have to go back and pick them up.
Oh,
I ain't
don't
picking
drop
at
'em.
anything. I don't know.
Well, yeah, that's, I mean, again, it's the player's
And also,
fault.
I think it's had a lot of plaudits this year. Like it's made its way to a couple
I
of
do
lists.
think Baby Steps might be a lock, but a lock at 10, and that's our number 10, and that's it. Like, I don't think it can go any higher, not on this list.
To be,
But I do
to
think
be
My
pragmatic
question
makes
is,
that.
apart from Kieran, does any you got to put it above games like Ghost of Yotei. You got to put it above games like
all right, yeah, it's
like
fine.
Shinobi, above games
All right,
like the 100-line Last Defense potentially, if we're locking that first.
We're not talking about
It's
that now,
true,
Nick. We're not
though.
talking about 100 line last.
Just,
We're not talking about
just-
that game at the moment, Nick.
Yeah,
Please
I
stop
know
talking about that.
Lyle's held.
Stop.
Lyle's got
Stop.
a lot of games on the list as usual, and he
No,
can't
the
have
thing
all
is
of
they're
them on
mine
the
too.
list.
Like the 100 line is like, I'm scared for that game more than anything.
No, because
because
I'm
again, it's just
expecting
me
that
and
to be a
Lyle.
lock. Yeah,
But it's
I'm
just me and
expecting
Lyle.
that to be a lock because of how passionate you guys were about it,
Okay,
which is
yeah,
why
no,
I
you're right.
suggested
It's a lock. I agree.
maybe Baby Steps survives, but also Baby Steps has got to be. It's got to be proven to be better.
I do
than-
think if a game like 100 line stays because of the passion that Lyle and I had for it, I think Baby Steps stays for the same reason. And I did play it, go back and play it, and I did click with it in a way I wasn't expecting to because I genuinely was thinking I'll play it again.
I didn't
Like,
expect that either, to be honest.
No,
it's
me
like-
neither.
and I'm not here to be like, and now I love it. No, not at all.
It's my number one.
Yeah, that would be some heel turn for Mick. Anyway, that would be. But I do understand, like, once I took it on its terms, and once I think it hit me when I had no patience for that kind of thing. And you do need to be in the mood and the mode for
See,
that
this
game.
is the thing. I didn't give up because I wasn't in the mood for it, or because
I
of
fucking did.
I didn't mind. Like there were times where I hit like a Zen moment, and I was like stepping quite well, and I didn't hate that element of it. It was the fact that it's fuck ugly, and that main character and his stuttering bullshit, and the fact that it's just that. Oh, like forever.
And Kieran, you say that game you felt seen is what you were
Just
saying.
turned. No, I'm sorry, but
couldn't get his words out.
yeah, I don't. Yeah,
Well,
and
well,
maybe I'm being harsh on it, but
You're not.
I
if you don't
didn't-
like something, you
you're
don't
not. I
like
don't think
something.
you
It's
I
absolutely
didn't. I
fine.
didn't think it was a good game. Like but like I don't want to be. I'm the only
But
one.
we
who
have
thinks
always
that.
we've always like allowed like a passion, an argument to and a thing that means something
We
to
have.
keep on the list. And
As-
it isn't like it's just Kieran going, I love this game, it's my number one,
Yeah,
and we're
yeah.
all going, yeah, but we think it's dog shit. Lyle likes it, Steve likes it, I like it.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
is-
yeah,
it- but that's why I say I think it can hit 10 and no
I
higher.
think you can lock Baby Steps, but we got some tough stuff to do because if Baby
Well-
Steps stays on the list and I've got to lose the altars, I'm not going to be a
Can I
fucking
just-
happy bunny.
No, hang on. Look, let's start off a little simpler here. Can I just say, or ask rather? So, am I the only one here that would not cut Hades 2 from this current list? Because that's what I was hearing, and I know Steve would keep it, but ultimately we do get down to voting.
I mean, I would keep Hades 2 over Baby Steps, obviously, and I have played them both for about the same amount of time.
But given there's 5 games potentially locked there, what's left on the list? The 8 above it.
Of what's left on the list, the first one would be Pokemon for me because I've not played it. And
But I'm
then-
saying, would you also cut Because again,
I
of the
would
eight,
agree
three
to
would-
cut Hades
So
2.
you would cut Hades.
Yeah, it's
What about
not
you,
on my
Kieran?
list.
Would you cut
so.
Hades 2?
I mean, I've not played it, but I don't like that kind of game. So
Okay, that's fine. And Lyle, you didn't click with it, so I'm guessing you would.
No, not just not as much as others in its very similar genre this year. No,
It seems
for me.
bonkers to be cutting a game.
I mean,
like
I
Hades.
literally, I think I called this. I think I used the P word for this game.
You did,
did, yeah.
Word for this game,
But it is not my list. It is our collective list, and
P word.
and
Hang on, what's the P word?
perfect.
said perfect.
Oh.
He said it was a
I
perfect
think
video.
on just the normal podcast, I think I just said that it's about as perfect a game mechanically as I think I've played in a long time, and I do still think that game is balanced. And it maybe it's even unfair to say that, because they've had the ability to take player feedback through an early access period, and they've done the same with the previous game. Hence, probably why they were able to get 1.0 of Hades 2 out quicker than Hades 1.
Well, it's telling that Hades 2 launched with God mode, which didn't come until much later in the development of the first game.
I do think Hades 2 is just like in the sort of Louvre of, for game design, it should be there as an example of that genre. I think I don't see how you could better it. I don't think they could make a Hades 3. I just don't think it would be worth it. But this is
a year when Baby Steps got to the top 10. So,
but I also, mate, I'm not being funny. There are games. It's not my number one. Like, if it were my number one, I would be like, it was actually for a while my number one. But my number 1, 2, and 3 have all been my number one, and this is probably now my number 3. So, like, if Kieran's saying Death Stranding is his 2 or 3, I'm okay saying goodbye to Hades 2. Well, no, I'm not okay with it, but I will accept it. So I'm going to delete it unless someone says it shouldn't be deleted.
No, I don't think we're going to argue, I'm afraid. God, prepare for the hate mail, everyone. Come on. Let's go.
We've got to move 2 of these.
So,
yeah.
Of Pokemon we've already spoken about, but Deep Rock Galactic Survivors.
I wanted to ask about this because
I
think love that game.
I love it as well.
Great.
I think
But
I'd have it above Pokemon, and that is a mad thing. I feel like I've just said.
Yeah. It's in my honourable mentions. It hasn't made.
You got us all into it, and you don't even.
Yeah, you did.
Oh no, it is in my top 10. Sorry, it's number 9.
Say,
it is my 9th game.
It's high up for me too. It's such a fucking good game, man. It
is fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
It's the game. I already had Ball Pit incredibly high on my list, as will become apparent as we talk more after the last 2 cuts. And Deep Rock Galactic Survivor was very close to scratching that exact same itch that is a game that I would play all the time. If I could stop time, I'd only be playing Ball Pit and Deep Rock Galactic Survivor.
I was actively angry when I realised it wasn't on PlayStation and I couldn't also play it there yet. I was actively like, what do you mean? Why isn't it? Because it's on Xbox. And it is 1.0 now on PC. And I was actively angry. Like, why? And now I'm thinking about it. It's not on Switch either. So I'm angry again.
So now you're angry. This made you angry, but because it's so good, I guess.
Really
I'm not sure that we couldn't cut Pokemon and Deep Rock, and then we're all on the list. We all have I know Lyle will go mad about Pokemon, but he's still got 100 line on there. There's still Shinobi, which
I like that you keep saying Lyle's is 100 line, so I get. Oh no, I've got other games.
I know
giving Adam a lot of free games.
Yeah, I'm absolutely with this.
I know
this
it's yours as well, but I mean, I don't think I can't see Pokemon. Me, Kieran, and Steve aren't going to play it.
I will, but not in time for the end of this podcast.
Yeah,
Adam
not right this minute.
Adam suggested cutting it already.
I do think Pokemon's one of the ones to go. I'm not as certain about Deep Rock for the number of people, but I think Pokemon. I think we're at the point when we're in this 12.
The reason I suggest that Deep Rock would go out of what's on this list now is because if you go down the list now, there's a lot of I know there's a couple of big things. I know Yote's still on there, and Monster Hunter's still on there, but I feel like Deep Rock Galactic Survivors is less. it's less of a big thing. Do you know what I mean? Like,
No,
it's a
I
great
don't
game.
agree,
It's a
man,
lot of
because-
fun.
I fucking hate big things, though.
But also,
Yeah, I know.
It is like it is a big thing. It's like kind of the endless game. That is like the ultimate big thing. Where every other
No, I
game
don't
you
mean
will run out.
size-wise. I just mean like it's a survivors game, which is not,
But
which
it's-
is like there's a billion of them. It's a very
It
good
is,
survivors
but
game.
that's an amazing thing, though, isn't it? That's incredible. That like you've got the ultimate game. Vampire Survivors is the survivors game, and yet I would probably rather play. I think adding the mining to
Right
Deep
now,
Rock Galactic
yeah.
is so fucking clever, and it's also
It is
so obvious
better,
because that's
But
what
I don't
Deep
like
Rock
Vampire
Galactic was.
Survivors that much.
No, but
I've
Deep Rock
put a lot
Galactic
of
was about
survivors games
basically it was
above
Minecraft
Vampire
and roguelike. The fact that it's a no-brainer to take that and add the mining adds so much to survivors, like the
Right, what would
currency
you
aspect of it.
Cut then.
I think Pokemon.
I mean, we should cut Pokemon first. I think that's the one that makes the most sense right now. I think that's the next game to go. And I
That
think
puts us
cutting
down
one
to
more is going to be a fucking nightmare. But yeah,
What haven't we talked about?
Well, we've not talked
We haven't
much about
talked
Shinobi, the Altars. We have talked
yeah.
about the Altars. We have
I
talked
mean, I
about
guess we
the
have on
100
other
line.
days. Yeah.
Oh my word!
So
My word.
I will say for the altar, this is the one I was going to fight for because I kind of suspected.
I will back
Claire
you on the
and
Altars, by the
Dispatch
way.
would-
I think I
kind of
will. to be honest.
suspected
Yeah.
that Claire
Well,
and Dispatch would make it to the list, right? The altars is my third game.
Well, Kieran's even said he'd back you, and he's only just started it, so that's obviously made some
Yeah.
impression.
So the altar aside probably Claire Obscure, the altars is the one this year that stuck with me. Just I think about it all the time. Like I haven't had time to really go back to. I don't go back to much except grindy games, but it's the game that my mind goes back to it all the time because of just the elements of the story of the like the what if stuff, and like I it's one of those games where I do want to go back and kind of see what happens if I make different choices because I think there's still more good endings to have had, but it's just I think it's just one of the most unique games of the year. I think it's just such a fucking clever
I agree.
premise and setup. I think the voice work by that guy is fucking phenomenal. I think the fact that it has an ending which didn't just pull the and he imagined it all thing, which is what I was expecting all the way through. I was expecting some kind of like anti-climax at the end to be like, oh, he died in his pod and he's been dreaming or something. Like I thought that was what we were going to get, and then to get a proper ending with a proper resolution to everything was really interesting.
I have a question, and I think I can solve this conundrum of how we get to a 10. Okay.
Yeah, I think you're going to.
And Lyle, you'll like this because I think it comes down to you.
Okay, I love when things come down to me. You're
Well,
right.
you say that now. I don't
Oh,
think you're going to like
great!
this.
Oh, well, suddenly I'm not going to like
So
this.
if I were to say you had to cut one of 4 games, Donkey Kong, Shinobi, Deep Rock, or 100 Line,
Wow.
which of them would you cut? Because I'm with you on those 4 and the quality, but I wonder if the one we'd cut is the same one. Because I think it could
Let
be.
me see.
100 Line, Deep Rock, Shinobi, or Donkey Kong. And one had to go.
And I'm not allowed to slip in Yote.
I don't think so, because I think Steve, Kieran, Mick, and me, to be honest with you. I think no, just hypothetically, because I think
Yeah.
if it's the
There's one
same
on
one
there
I'd
that's-
pick.
There's one on there that's standing out to
Well,
me.
don't say it, because I think if that's the same one that if Lyle picks that, I think it's the same one I'd pick. But
Oh, God, I actually can't remember where this lot on my list, and that kind of says a lot of it. It wouldn't be 100 Line.
I agree.
It
Wouldn't be Donkey Kong, right?
It might be Donkey Kong. It's very close. It's either Donkey Kong or Deep Rock that's lower on my personal list. They're
We
the
can't
two
forget
that
Steve though.
but they're like 4
Yeah.
and 5. Yeah, and that's the thing with the Steve side too, you know?
Okay, so it's not the one I would have picked then. That's fuck that. That's not going to work then. I thought I would have, of those 4, I would probably have cut Shinobi.
Yeah, see, Shinobi's like, I think it's my 3, but again, when we have this high up thing, it becomes an issue, doesn't it? I'm going to, yeah.
Who else
I'm
has
not gonna
played
have
Shinobi?
massive-
Just you, Ad.
Yeah, it's
just me.
us.
And is it on your list anywhere? Would you fight for it over anything
Hang on, I need
else?
to check mine on my phone. I think it's in my
because that's the one that stands out to me as not a game that has been raved about recently.
My list needs a hell of a tweaking, but it's currently at no, I don't want to say because it's 13th, but it's not actually 13th. I just haven't updated it properly. I like to see.
It stands out to me as something that is.
It's kind of it's a tough one because in terms of how long it is, like I played it in like 2 days and loved every second of it quite a long time ago. So I don't really have the immediate thought in my brain of like these are the big things.
I can tell you, I know Steve hated it because he played the demo and hated the art style and didn't like the game. But like,
and again,
yeah, I mean, if it's gonna, you know.
I just think that you've got a list where 100-line Last Defense is surviving. Donkey Kong Bonanza is surviving. Deep Rock Galactic Survivors is surviving. I've got but like me and Kieran, Steve, with Yote still on there. I think
is it actually between Deep Rock and Shinobi? Then is that the?
I'd be happy with that because, but Deep Rock is still on my top 10. If I had to vote, I'd vote for Deep Rock.
I could play some Deep Rock right now. I could happily pick that up and play some.
And if Deep Rock's on that many lists, it feels like the one that makes more sense to stay of those two. It just does. In the same way that it makes sense that DK stays because Steve loved it so much too. You know, of those three, if they're the ones that we're like sure stay, are the ones.
I mean, let's face it, whichever one gets cut here, it's not going to feel good for all of us, is it?
No, like we could go through this entire list, like even the locked ones, and I don't think people would feel good no matter what got cut. So I think Shinobi's my equivalent of Death Stranding for Kieran, for example, or my Hades for you. You know, we all had to have a.
Yeah, we've all lost ones we loved, so to speak.
Yeah.
Okay. Deleting. And then we have 10. Right, okay, fine. We have 10 to organise. The top 10 is currently the 100-line Last Defense Academy, Ghost of Yotai, Deep Rock Galactic Survivors, The Alters, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Dispatch, Monster Hunter Wilds, Claire Obscure, Expedition 33, Ball X Pit, and Baby Steps. Can we bold Baby Steps that we agreed Baby Steps is 10th?
On the one hand, I'm happy that it's at 10, but just to be a pragmatist.
He's conned us. Mm-hmm. Go on.
Is there more people that like that than like other games on the list?
It would be.
I don't think it's necessarily about that now, though, is it? Is that what
There's
we're voting
no game on that list I would put below Baby Steps at this point. That's all I can say.
I'll take 10.
Not one.
I'll take 10.
There are a couple, but like, let's.
I'm going to bold it now. It doesn't have to stay bolded forever. So
I thought I'd just have a go, but no, I'm happy.
Yeah, no, I felt like we were being sharked there a little bit. I know.
I think more than almost any other year, I don't really know where any of these are going to fucking end up.
No.
Is interesting.
I would suggest one for 9.
Yep.
Which is Monster Hunter Wilds.
Really?
Or The Alters.
Okay, I was gonna. Okay. I thought maybe Deep Rock and The Alters are 8th and 9th ish.
Yeah.
Deep
as a group. I'd be happy with Deep Rock at.
But just because I don't think Steve's played The Alters, I don't think he's played Deep Rock. Kieran, you've started The Alters. How much do you feel? How strongly do you feel? I know you said obviously back Mick to keeping the 10.
I really like the setup. I really like the is his name Jan, the main guy. I think
beautiful too. You know.
I've only got one altar so far, but just the fact that
you've done that quite
both
quick.
of them are so differently. Yeah, I mean I've only played about an hour and a half or something, but yeah, I just really like it. It actually reminds me a little bit of Death Stranding in some ways when I was building the mining outpost and stringing things back to the base. And it's got a giant wheel in it, which is pretty cool. I like that. Yeah, I think it's a really cool game. I would. What was the other option?
Maybe Deep Rock goes to 9 then, because we did kind of.
It was if it was close to the bottom before, I'm not against that. I mean, yeah, I do want to ask about Monster Hunter Wilds before it keeps creeping up more, because I've just never clicked with Monster Hunter, and it felt like we've not really talked about it that much.
I tried it, and I still can't get into those games. I don't know what it is about them. I even play multiplayer, can't do it.
I think this one's more for me, Adam and Steve. Probably mostly me and Steve.
So, Mick, you're saying Monster Hunter Wilds go... I don't know. I thought you'd want that higher.
Well, it's higher... It's not that high on my top 10 because because it's not in my top 5 for a start. I think it's 7. I don't know. I can't remember. It's in the back 5. But the only reason I suggested it was sort of in 8 or 9 on this list is because me and Steve super love it, but Kieran and Lyle kind of super don't. And like, I know you're somewhere in the middle where you like it, but I think you fell off it before we did. Me and Steve are still sort of playing it now.
Yeah.
You know, new DLC coming up that we're excited about and stuff. So I think as a site number, I think it probably.
And it needed to be on the list because, like, you guys played a lot together as well, and like,
yeah, exactly. And I think it felt right.
Important.
It would have felt wrong to take it off the list, but also I don't think it goes higher necessarily than where it is. I think 9 is a comfortable spot for it.
Probably what it would be 9. It would be my pick for 9 out of the ones that were left. So like, it makes sense for me. But yeah, like you said, not really my thing.
And I would put Deep Rock at 8 from that, but that's for you guys to.
I'm just
agree
or
disagree.
It, so if people can hear keyboard noises, that's because I'm doing it as you say it, so people can see how it looks and feels, should we say?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I certainly have games I would have higher than Deep Rock, as we sort of already discussed. So I'm not against that, but we're starting to get to the point where we need to make hard decisions about lots of fucking games, aren't we? So like, yeah, if we're gonna lock in some of those lower ones, we're saving ourselves a bit of time for the for the trauma rounds, we'll call them.
Does the altars also go in the bottom half?
Yes, because again, I'm super hyped. You guys like it, but I think it's if it came to a vote right now, it'd probably start to lose.
Yeah, that makes sense. And like, you've made it sound incredibly cool most days of the podcast. Yeah. So like, yeah, you've pushed it really well. It's done fucking good.
Does the 100 line also go in the bottom half of this list? For
it really would for me.
No, I agree, but I'm looking.
But the altars would be, if you know what I mean.
That's why I'm suggesting it.
I mean, I kind of want to know how people sit on other games as well, because I don't want to like get into this trap of just keeping doing this while it's like.
Well, it's the only game left on the list that I haven't touched. It's also the only game left on the list that's not in my top 5. We haven't discussed.
Yeah, see, like my top 10 is like there's only a couple of them left in the top half of the list. You know, like we're running pretty low. Like that's why I kind of want to ask a bit more about. Oh, there I am. Sorry, my camera just did a little flicker.
Well, I don't think.
Go on.
I
suppose it works.
I don't see 100 line going above Claire Obscure.
No, I would agree. I would agree with that.
Or possibly Dispatch, if we're being dead honest.
Probably also agree with that. Reluctantly, but no, not reluctantly. I agree. I agree with you.
Which I'm not saying it drops into number 6, but
no. But is Ghost of Yotai? Like, where
I want to ask about Yotai because it didn't really click with me, and I wasn't expecting it to, admittedly. But like,
I was going to suggest that. I was going to suggest that Donkey Kong and Yotai become 6 and 5 somewhere.
Like, hang on. I'm just. I've lost Donkey. There it is. I was going to say I completely lost where it is.
Because again, we had a lot of passion for 100 line from you and Lyle. I think it has come out in some of the other tops earlier in the week as well.
I moved stuff around because of the temperature of the room, not because I think that's where they go, but I'm just trying to separate the top and bottom 5 basically.
Yeah. See, I also think the 100 line has had top spots in a couple of other lists, which to me, and I think everything that's left has.
Yeah, kind of has.
It has, but I think it is.
I think I would put Yotai
well for a reason.
I'd vote Yotai above Donkey Kong for obvious reasons.
I actually don't have a problem with that. Like, if that, I don't mind. Like, if Donkey Kong's 5th or 6th, if that makes sense.
For sure, that works fine for me.
Okay.
I think goty is actually 5th on my list overall as well.
Okay. Well,
it's always nice when they line up like that, you know.
I can't remember where it is on mine. It might be 4th.
I want to talk a bit about Expedition 33 while it's staying really high on the list for a long time, because I haven't really much this week. And does this come out in a week? I mean, we've been doing this for fucking ever.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows what's going on?
At this point, I haven't got a clue.
No. But yeah, I mean, I think it was like a lock for best story for obvious reasons. But for me, for an RPG, it doesn't really do the things that I love in that sort of like cozy way. It's just not the theme and it's not the feel of an RPG that I want necessarily. I can respect it as a game, but like I like killing slimes with colourful art and stuff like that.
This is going to sound like a Get Out, genuinely, but it is important. How far in are you?
Oh, I finished.
You have finished it?
I finished the game, yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, I just need
See,
to know that, because a lot of mechanics...
The trouble is, me and Lyle are very polar opposite, because I'd say I could probably say the same thing about 100 Line in terms of what I want. Like, because Claire Obscure is an everything for me game. Like everything. Like I can't fault it in terms of the gameplay, the combat, the story, the look, the setting, the RPG elements, the progression system, the voice work, everything for me. I mean, it's my number one, so it's...
Yeah.
I suppose if we're showing hands, it is also my number one. I should.
Yeah, which does mean it has to do very well, but I don't want to necessarily be like, we have it in number 2 where it currently is, when like me, Kieran, and Steve weren't necessarily, particularly hot on it in that way. Like for me, it's a very good game, absolutely, I can see that, but for me, it was very much the like, in the same way that when I played through all of God of War Ragnarok, and I was like, this isn't my sort of thing, and I can very much feel this isn't my sort of thing, and it would be wrong of me not to mention that, it's not. That's
fair.
That high for me.
My counter to that is that it is literally my number one with a bullet and mix, so it has to be pretty high. I think
it has to be pretty high for sure.
I know Steve has gone back to playing it. What I don't know is how he feels about it. So it's not much help I can give you.
So
I would playing it.
Mystery.
For me, I mean, I rate it above Dispatch. I also think that it's a better. I think it's better than.
I think there's so much more to Claire Obscure than I even realised when I finished it. Like I've gone back to recently to do some of the post game mop up, which I never got around to doing when it came out for obvious reasons, but I always planned to do this time of year. And I found some stuff in there that I just really wasn't expecting. Like, so there's a small little area that I forget what it's called. It's called like the Dark Caves or something, and it's an optional area. And you go, and it is literally like you light up with your little glowy Pictos hand thingy, and you wander around this dark bit of cave, and there's nothing in there. There's one enemy in this dark cave, and there's also one of the Gestrels, the little salespeople, and this you can see them because they're lit up by a little lantern. And I'm like, how do I get up there? There's a few bits that you can sort of catapult up to. And I was like, I went back there again. I was like, okay, you definitely can get there. And oh, hang on, the lanterns are giving me a clue. So I followed the lanterns up, and then you drop down onto it, right? And I've already done this optional boss in there. That's the only other enemy. And this Gestrel's, you click on it, it just goes, he's dead, right? But there's a Pictos in front of him, and it's a cursed weapon or a cursed Pictos. I forget which it is now. But it's like the item's cursed, and you're like, oh. And it talks about how like the greed of this Pictos is basically will curse you, and he's dead because he's got, you know what I mean. So there's these little incidental bits of storytelling that I just don't think I expected there to be in a debut game. And there's another one later. So there's certain enemies that you can actually talk to. You meet one quite early on, actually, I think, and you know it gets you to get things for it. And there's one you meet later on, and it asks you to pick a weapon. And it's like a hammer, a sword, or a spear, I think, are the 3 choices. And I don't think it actually matters which you pick. You pick this weapon, and you fight it. It goes, right, yeah, cool, thanks for picking it for me. We'll fight in that little house. And again, this is a really small little area up in the sky, optional area. We warned about spoilers for this day. It's not a huge spoiler. It's optional side content anyway. And you fight this enemy, and then when you finish it, he doesn't die. You chat to him some more. and he basically tells you about how he doesn't understand how everyone else feels. Like all the other versions of him are just like bred for battle. They're like, I don't get it. They love the fight. Their existence is about fighting. I don't get it. I don't. That's why. You ask him like, is that why you? Why didn't you just pick your own weapon? What's going on here? He's like, well, no, I just thought maybe it would. You picking it would inspire me. And in the battle, essentially, I'm paraphrasing. Obviously, they don't talk like me. They talk like they do in Clair Obscur.
That would be weird.
That would be weird. But like this character's like. I didn't feel it. Like I thought I'd feel this rush of like, we're now battling, and I just felt nothing. And he's like, I want to die. That's literally what he says in that terms. And he's like, will you please finish me off? And you can. I mean, I didn't, because I'm like, I'm not. You've humanized yourself. Like, you're not just a grunt in the game anymore. You're like a character. So I walked off, and I was like, I wonder what happens if you go back. When you go back. He's not alive anymore. That's all I'll say. And I'm like, this is side. You
could have done him a mercy, couldn't you?
Judging by how he chose to do it, yeah, I could have. Those 3 weapons I chose, you get to choose from? He put all 3 of them through him. All 3 of them, massive, great. And I'm like, this is optional side content in a game that's already dark and it's already got like an emotional story. And then when you combine the like. Look, the truth of the matter with this game is that I have been waiting for a video game like this for fucking too long. The last RPG that got me like this, you'd go back to Final Fantasy VII, and then you got Lost Odyssey on the Xbox 360, which I don't feel like anyone ever remembers, but it's the closest Square Enix game that nobody ever made a game like them. It was Final Fantasy VII, essentially. I just thought, because even Final Fantasy don't make games like Final Fantasy VII anymore, which is weird when you consider they are literally making Final Fantasy VII remakes, but they're not like Final Fantasy VII, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. They're brilliant games. They're brilliant, and they play amazingly, and they're modernized, and I don't need that game remade exactly because it still exists. I can still play it. It still exists. But that kind of game just doesn't get made. And for this to be a debut game, fucking madness. Absolute madness to have the budget and the skill designed. And when you get really deep into the endgame stuff and you realise what you can do with builds that isn't apparent it's apparent, but it's not like on the nose in terms of you can do this. Like when you realise what you can do with the Pictos and stuff, the design here has me like frothing at the mouth for what they'll do next. Like, I don't know if they can just go, it's Clair Obscur Expedition 34, 33-2. I don't know if they can do that.
Sequelize it.
I think they'll sequelize the game, but it will be like Final Fantasy. It will be... I don't know.
Well, you could do more with that world. That world is
That's
quite
what I mean.
deep.
I think they'll do another game like it, but they will do what Square do in like Final Fantasy VIII. And there's a Cid, and maybe there's a, I don't know, Eski. Maybe Eski's in I don't know. Someone will be a through line in terms of character. It's outrageous to me that this is a debut game. It's outrageous. I mean, I literally had to go and do something, and I left it idling on the dashboard on PlayStation, and the songs are just playing. I'm like, even the soundtrack's amazing. Like, there's nothing about this game I would change apart from the map, which I would love it if it was just a case of this area's got a little circle around it because you've 100%ed it, just so you know you've done it, if that makes sense, because it's the only thing in the post game. Like, I'm a bit, I was in love with it when I played it, and then a lot of time passed, and then really good time, and they released this DLC for it. Maybe go back, right, now's the time, and I'm like, oh my god, and it just reminded me why it's been my number one for so long. I don't know if it becomes our number one, but I can't see a world in which it isn't high on the list, because it's just like I just think it's an astonishing video game. Like, and I there are games on this list, right, that I would go, as a site, I can see why that's above it and wins. But I don't think I can see many as a group, if that makes sense. That we all agree on, and then we're not just arguing for our, like...
Yeah.
Lyle's is Ball Pit. Mine's Clair Obscur. You know what I mean? Like, Kieran's is Babysitters.
Yeah, we put his at 10.
Well,
how cruel are we?
Yeah. He's new.
Well, I think there's more than that. There's more to Clair Obscur than that, though.
Yeah, I've left the stories for the side because I didn't...
No, but I'm not the stories, not just that element of it, but like... You said about like these little things they did that were just like optional side content and things like that.
There's
And like,
lots
yeah,
of it,
they
by the
could have, they did pack it with extra stuff, and it is absolutely full of, but it's more because it's made by people that fucking really, really love games. Like, there's nothing about it that feels like somebody has gone, well, this other game did that, so let's include it. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing that feels like, oh, we should have done that because it's the done thing, or like everything in it feels handcrafted. Like a game that is 40 to 80 hours, depending on how much you want to put into it. I mean, I think I completed it in 38.
I mean, I'm up to 50 something now, but I'm doing side stuff.
Yeah, I think.
Also,
I
the
think
combat,
I'm
by the way. Just
I'm
want
about
to briefly mention the
66
combat.
now,
We should have had that in a best moment thing. The best moment when you finally nail like a 7-hit parry and then you absolutely fucking demolish.
I wish I liked parrying more in games, man. Jesus fucking
the thing
Christ.
Is, the
all the
game
parries
feel
loved
in
it this
that,
year, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
But again, the game feel of it is just like you said, when you do nail it. But then, like later on, like I was saying to Chris before, you know, you do unlock different ways to get around the same problem. Like, you can only parry certain things with certain like parries, but then, like I said, there's an enemy that I could never parry it, but then eventually I could just delete it. Like, I just built my party in a way that that enemy stopped being much of a problem anymore, and I could parry or dodge a certain number of its attacks before I was able to just remove it. But like, yeah, I'm afraid I kind of agree with Adam. I know that there's games that we as a group will probably feel stronger as.
But it definitely has to go higher. It's number one on two people's list. Like, I understand that.
Yeah, I don't think it wins it.
It's got to be in the top three in my mind. It's got to be in the top three.
I don't think it wins it though.
So too.
Well, I don't know about what wins it yet, because
no,
I mean,
me neither, really. It's tough.
I think I do, but I'm not going to say it.
Because as a site, it's probably obvious.
Oh, it was 100 line all along, guys. Don't worry. Oh well.
But I don't think it. For me personally, it doesn't move beyond number 2, but that's because I just think it's a fucking phenomenally made video game.
Well, we already gave it top 3, so like, let's
phenomenally made video game.
For me,
like,
it was
I
that little bit more too much like games or movies. You know what I mean? Like, I because I'm not as much of a AAA guy, it was very much one of those games where it's like in the same vein as like a The Last of Us 2 or a God of War, where these are all games that you all fucking love, and I know,
but
and that's fine.
The counter to that is that you do play, like, so with the combat being so interactive. Because when I said it was like Lost Odyssey or Final Fantasy, it's like that. If there were additional, obviously, it's the South Park thing. It's the South Park RPGs, but
Lost Odyssey had the rings. You had to time it.
No, that's true. Yeah. But this is interactive in a way I've never seen. Like, they've gone so far with it that it doesn't do that. I know what you're getting at. I do appreciate what you're saying in terms of like how cinematic it is, I think. But what I will say is they give you the flashy moments. Like, you are in control of them when you do these amazing moves that you've unlocked.
Even I managed a few of them.
That's what I'm saying. You are in control of the flashier, cooler stuff, like gradient attacks, like that you unlock it later on when you get a gradient parry or counter, like all that stuff. You are in control of making. Like, it's one of those when you watch the videos of it pre-release, like, I don't really get how that works, but then that's because you are in control of it. And I understand what you're saying in the cinematic nature of it, but I would also counter that by saying you are actually in control of a large proportion of the moments. Of course, there are cutscenes that you watch, but generally speaking, these ridiculously flashy combat scenes where you see massive amounts of numbers, you are in charge of timing the parries, timing the button presses for the actions to perfect them and stuff. So
the video parts aren't the combat, really. So you know what I mean? Like, I do get that for sure.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that was,
yeah.
So to move on from Claire Obscure, just for a minute, number 4 on that list, is that where we think, is number 4 been settled, or is that one still up for debate?
I don't think it's been settled. But
I don't think
really
we've
settled
4, 5, and 6 yet, to be honest.
Oh, haven't we?
I thought 5 and 6 were. I thought 5 and 6 were settled, but I think they're not.
Yeah.
They're not.
I mean, to put my cards out there as much as I can, my number 1 is Ball Pit and my number 2 is 100 Line. So I'm going to be pushing for those two to be as high as possible.
I mean, my number 1 is Claire and my number 2 is Dispatch. So we could do that all night.
Yeah, I know. And I'm not saying that, but like, we can't just you know, I'm not. That's just where I'm going to be landing in these discussions. And both of the other two aren't in my honourable mentions even over the top four. They're
just on
not...
Dispatch. Is that the one game that everyone likes?
I think
I do like Dispatch.
I think that wins.
Yeah,
because I just think
I kind of think just the collective, and we know that Steve doesn't. Steve doesn't even like fucking stories.
Yeah,
I think it's weird because you could make the argument. I won't, and this is 100% devil's advocate. You could make the argument that it's the least gamey game on this list.
that's
the thing.
And that really, what we should do is put Baby Steps at number 1 and Dispatch at 10 because that's the most gamey game where you have to.
That makes sense.
We're obviously not doing that.
Do it, lock it in.
But no. But the reason I say that is because it's also the game that I think has given the most sort of collective, smiley, happy, joyous moments. I don't know, Lyle. I'm not 100% sure where you sit on. Dispatch.
Again, I was saying that it's not necessarily in my top 10 or honourable mentions for when I write anything, but it's about as close as it could get. Like, it couldn't be closer. The only things I hold against it are that it is not a very gamey game, and I'm a very gamey sort of guy. I'm a gay gamey guy. Obviously, that's what I'm known.
I do think
Which
the
I
game
said
stuff
I am
that's in
too,
it.
just at the same time. Then, but I mean, fuck it.
I do think the gamey elements that are in it are very good, though.
I
think the Dispatch sections
really
I kind of wanted more of those.
Maybe not the hacking. The hacking's a bit.
I don't know. I like that it got.
too.
I like that it got steadily harder and then was just really easy.
They delivered mechanically. They kind of didn't just go, "Here's the hacking, fuck it." They kind of went, "Here's the hacking. Next time we do it, there's a bit more. Here's a bit more."
Yeah,
and then by the time I like that.
Could have phoned it in a lot more, to be fair.
And
but
I
would
think
say
that's true of a lot of the game. I think a lot of that they could have phoned in, and they didn't. They did the opposite of that and over-delivered.
And I like
they
the quick time
over-delivered.
stuff. I don't usually like the quick time stuff, but I quite like the way they did it. The different directions to move the mouse.
Well, also like the way they we talked about the scene on a different episode. Well, with the bar scene, the way they would. It's really. They thought about it. Like they didn't just go here. Well,
they thought about fucking everything.
It doesn't hit the same
exactly.
with the quick time events turned off.
It was.
I'm replaying it, and I've replayed it without the quick time events on just to see what it's like. And I have to admit, I do quite like it for a lot of the game, but that bar scene does not hit the same when you're not the one that's actively like ripping through a source packet, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Oh
God, that's so good. I think that's the reason I reckon it could be the winner, because it's the one in my mind where, look, if Claire Obscura isn't going to win it, which I don't think it is, Dispatch is the one where I'm like, I see it, because everyone sort of enjoyed it, and it was a happy game.
It feels like number 1 should always be a game that everyone is some way happy about, and like it's going to be the lowest for me of anything else I've got. But like realistically, I still think it's a fucking great game, and I absolutely loved playing it. I didn't want to stop playing it, ever. Like it was, I wanted to see that story through. It had so many great moments. It was just great from
compelling.
Start to finish.
It is just such a compelling experience, isn't it?
And it made me want more from that team of either of Dispatch like related things or just entirely different stories, because like
I think we'll get more. I think we'll get new stories in the same world.
Well, they're making a D&D game, aren't they, as well? So, obviously Critical Role. Yeah, they are making. I believe it's been announced they're making. I'm going to check that now because I don't know how I sort of heard it. I'm sure Critical Role are making a Critical Role RPG. Daggerheart. Is that sound like
yeah.
A new fantasy RPG coming in 2025, apparently. Highly anticipated tabletop RPG by Critical Role and Darrington.
Oh, yeah, it's a tabletop RPG. It's not a game. It's a board game. Yeah. That is this year. Yeah, I think that's out now.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, 2025.
It doesn't have long, if not.
Yeah. So look, what if we? Because again, if we're going to base this on games that we loved, I think I don't believe Claire Obscure should leave the top 3.
But I think even Lyle said it's top 3, didn't he?
But I do think that based on the group and how much we all collectively came to love Ball Pit, if Dispatch is a lock at 1, maybe Ball Pit is a lock at 2, and Claire is a lock at 3, and that's a list.
I kind of think that does it, and obviously I'm not going to argue with that. My cards are firmly on the table.
Well, we talk about Ball Pit as being your game jokingly, but we all really fucking like
everyone fucking loved it. Yeah.
Everyone really likes that game, and like it's not my. It's in my. I think it's my number 10 or number 9. I don't know. It's definitely in my list somewhere.
Yeah.
And Claire Obscure is my number 1, but as you said, you feel differently.
And I don't not like Clair Obscur either, and I don't not respect how fucking good a game it is.
I mean,
as well,
I want Clair Obscur at number 1 or 2, but it's not for me. It's not my list. I think collectively, if you talk about Dispatch as being a game that we all came together over and really, really enjoyed, I think we did the same with Ball X Pit as a group.
Yeah.
Like there was no naysayers. No one's really turned around at this point and said, like, you've got a couple of negative points about Clair Obscur. Kieran, I think, has got a couple of negative points about Clair Obscur. We don't know how far Steve is into it yet. Me and Adam have.
By the way, before I forget, Exandria or something it's called. They're making a game.
Yeah, that's the world that their D&D campaign set.
The thing is, man, I get it's really difficult for me this because Clair Obscur is a game like I feel like I'd never get again. And it's an emotional thing for me in that I
want it where it is, but I know that I'm playing devil's advocate a little bit.
I mean, if that's
I'm fine with either 2 or 3 for it, to be honest.
I mean, we can't
Baby
really vote
10 at this point.
I know, yeah.
You know, with 4 of us, it's difficult to even vote because we'll just come out with 2 for 2 and be in the same spot. You know.
I mean, I've not spoken passionately about Ball Pit today. Yeah, I can do that for a bit if you want. What do you reckon?
I don't think you need to, though, if you know what I mean. I don't want to. I'm not saying don't, but I don't think because you haven't got to convince any of us of it.
No, I mean that's just it, isn't it?
Like just fun, isn't it? Just a fun game.
Yeah, it's just a fun game. It's well made. It builds on itself. I don't think it's as good as Clair Obscur, but it's not the same. Like it's apples
like
and oranges.
Comparing, it's chocolate and pizza. All these things that don't really make sense.
But then, do we need to vote on it? Because we don't really. It sounds really like it's up to Kieran, right? Because if Mick and I are saying we'd have Clair Obscur at 2, Lyle's saying he'd have it at Ball Pit at 2. We don't know where Steve, but I would guess based on previous. I mean, it's not impossible the way he felt about Clover Pit and Ball Pit. He didn't like it first, went back to him. It's not impossible he's done the same with Clair Obscur, but based on what we know, knowledge-wise, probably
and the
would
sort
have
of
Ball
games
Pit.
he likes as well.
He would probably have Ball Pit at 2. So that kind of makes the vote, not putting words in everyone's mouth, but we've said those words on recordings, so it's kind of putting both at 2 twice. So it sort of means the newbie
does mean Kieran
all the power at the end.
Side on,
and I reckon you played about the same amount of both of them.
No, I've played more Clair Obscur than I have Ball Pit. I've only played a couple of hours Ball Pit.
You played to the end of Act 1 of Clair, right?
I played just before the end of Act 1.
That's madness that you didn't see.
And I played 4, out of those 6 hours I played 4 of them when it came out, and then 2 of them like a month or so ago.
It would have been really good if you'd seen the bit that punches you in the balls over and over again.
It's all right. I read about it on Wikipedia, so
same thing. But I'm not wrong, am I? This does come down, and it's not been planned this way. But this does come down to a vote.
It kind of
a choice of Kieran's, right?
Yeah. Why not? I like the.
I'm sort of assuming that Steve would say Ball Pit above Clair, but
that's
the information we know currently. I mean,
for the sake
it's his fault for not revealing sooner.
Yeah.
Well, Steve's not a story guy. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Which is why I was so surprised he didn't like Ball Pit at first. Really,
he had the same issue as me with Clair Obscur. You can see it's clearly a well-made game and it's good. It's just that it was the wrong time. It was the wrong time for him. Yeah. And I'm the same. I can see it's good. I just bounced off it at that time. And then again, 2 months later or 6 months later, whatever it was.
We can dance around this, but it sounds like it's your choice, mate. I'm sorry, Kieran, but it does seem like it. I mean, it's only you choosing between second and third. It's not actually the winner. So
you two are so passionate for Clair Obscur. That's what, because I do prefer Ball Pit. I have had more fun with that in the couple of hours I played, but I do feel the fact that you both had that at the top of your list. Who would have had Ball Pit at the top of their list? Was it just you, Lyle?
Steve probably as well. I've heard he just texted me.
Oh, did he?
I actually don't know his list, but I reckon DK.
I know nothing about it.
DK would be.
No, I don't know what his list is either.
And he has.
I know Donkey Kong would have been high. I think Luminous Arise would have been high on Steve's list.
Yeah, it's probably Monster Hunter. He.
Monster Hunter, I think, is his number 1 though.
I would have thought
probably still had Tony Hawk in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Are we just guessing Steve's list now?
This is the new part of the podcast. Guess Steve's list.
To make my decision, I think the passion of you two for Clair Obscur is what puts it above. It could go either way, but that's what puts it above Ball Pit for me. As much as
genuinely thought you were going to say which puts it below Baby Steps for me.
I mean, if you want to go down that route, but I think Nick will kill me if I go down that route. Yeah, that's what I think. I think Clair Obscur should go in second, just because you two are so passionate about it.
I should have had that passionate speech, shouldn't I?
Well, you still can, man. I mean,
it's too late. It's fine. But yeah, I mean, I'll still be playing ball pit next year. Maybe I'll bring it back.
I think I'll probably be playing both of them still next year at the way things are going.
Games we're still playing top 5.
I mean, not for nothing, but I just started playing Diablo 4 again. So I mean, that's
that's it.
Yeah, I've gone back to Space Marine, Diablo 4, Destiny.
So why are we doing a 2025 list? We should just do like old games of the year.
Well, they've all released banging new content, all of them.
I mean, Kieran, the real game of the year here is Tears of the Kingdom, isn't it? I mean, that's on Switch 2.
Yeah.
After you've just put ball pit at fucking 3, man. What am I even doing here?
Am I locking this and reading it?
I think so.
Bring back Power Wash as well while you're at it.
Yeah, well, fuck it, yeah. Anything else Lyle hates? We can see.
Yeah.
Right, in 10th place for Game of the Year of 2025 is Baby Steps. 9th place is Monster Hunter Wilds. 8th place, Deep Rock Galactic Survivor. Or Survivors, I forget which one it is. 7th place, The Alters. 6th place, Donkey Kong Bonanza. 5th place, Ghost of Yote. 4th place, The 100 Line Last Defense Academy. 3rd place, Ball X Pit. 2nd place, Clair Obscur Expedition 33. And the winner, the best game of 2025, is Dispatch. There you go. Game of the Year award winning Dispatch.
It happened.
Who knew? It. I kind of had a feeling just because everyone liked it.
Yeah,
that's a really good list, though. That's a hell of a list.
I mean, there's not a game on there you wouldn't play. Well, Mick, just ignore the 10th spot one there. But there's not a game on that list.
No.
Imagine if he goes back to it, Lyle,
and loves it.
Well, I did do that. Kieran privately about
I did do that with game. I did do that with Sea of Stars. I just never told anybody. So.
Oh well, fair enough. That's it. We're gonna do a Most Wanted, but we thought we would actually sit and think about that a little bit longer. I know we normally do that on this day, but there's 50. No, sorry, there's not 54. I've not scrolled down far enough. There's 61 games on that Most Wanted list for, which is a nice time for me to say that I'm resigning.
Most of these are not going to be. Most of these look like sure fits for next year as well. I think there's going to be a lot that slip.
Yeah.
I mean, there's, let's say, 61 on Most Wanted. We're going to do that. The next episode you hear from us will be the Most Wanted episode, because we just knew that it was not. This would be like an 8-hour podcast if we did them both on the same recording.
It's been so long already.
Yeah. But there you go. Congratulations to Critical Role and Dispatch. Game of the Year from Loot Level Chill. And he said chat, but either way, I mean, it's the podcast, but it's both, also our site award. So Loot Level Chill, Game of the Year 2025, Dispatch, with runners up Clair Obscur and Ball X Pit. And I'm really pleased the 100 lines in there as well.
Yeah, it did good, didn't it?
Do you know the biggest thing I've noticed about that list that's just occurred to me? This year, we had a brand new console in the form of the Switch 2, and not one Nintendo Switch game, or not one Nintendo game is in that top 5.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say in the top 10, and I was like,
no, there is. but there is only one game. Ad Hoc Studios, they made it with Critical Role.
Yeah.
But one Switch game in the top 10 is weird.
Pokemon came close to creeping in, but not quite.
And it's early days for the Switch too. Sometimes they take a little bit of time to get running.
Yeah, but the first year for the Switch was Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild, so
at 1 and 2.
Probably, yeah. That is it. Thanks for being with us. We'll talk about Most Wanted next time. Thanks to Kieran. Thanks to Lyle. Thanks to Mick. And thanks to Steve, although he's not here, but he's here in spirit. And he'll be here again. So thank you to everyone, and to all a good night. I think, is that how it is?
Yeah, that's it.
We go.
Go to patreon.com/Loot Level Chill. Support our podcast. Thank you very much. We'll all see you later. Bye-bye for now.